Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, race fans, to Simple Racing Broadcasts. I am here once again this evening to bring to you the MC Motorsport GT3 Championship. This is the final round, and where else but Mount Panorama, the spiritual home of Australian motorsport. This is Bathurst. It's the ultimate proving ground for racers. It's where legends are made and history has been written time and time again. And today we are taking on one of the most iconic circuits in the world in these amazing GT3 machines. From the nail-biting climb up Mountain Straight to the breathtaking descent through the S's and the Dipper, and then of course the final full throttle charge down Conrod Straight, this track delivers drama at every turn. We're here to wrap up the championship this evening in this final round for the MC Motorsport GT3 Championship, and I am joined by, of course, none other than Dean Biggles Hopton. Biggles, great to have you back, mate. How are you?
Oh, it's Bathurst. It's Bathurst. It's a final. It can't get any better than that, can it? Welcome everybody out there in the chat. It will be amazing because you've got everything up for the line here. Nobody is guaranteed to win the championship, Jared.
No, absolutely right. And look, there's a breakaway favourite. We'll talk about that in just a second, of course. But everything can change at Bathurst. You've seen it happen so many times over the years in so many races across so many motorsport categories. Bathurst can change everything in the matter of just a couple of turns, and more often than not, it's up across Skyline somewhere. I love this track as a finishing round. It's no surprise that so many Australian leagues use it as a late stage track in their leagues, because really it's a proving ground that pushes drivers to the absolute limit. If you want to be quick around here, you can't just be good, you've got to be phenomenal. That's all there is to it.
Well, with the championship glory at every stake, mate, every corner becomes a high-speed chess match. With skill, strategy, bravery define the legend, but don't miss the... so you cannot afford to miss this adrenaline pumping as these GT3 titans clash in the MC Motorsport's most legendary arenas, Bathurst. Once again,
absolutely. You know, absolutely. So buckle up out there. Do make sure you've got your beverage of choice in hand for what promises to be a fantastic race to finish off Season 2 of 2024 for the GT3 Championship here with MC Motorsport. We've got a few familiar faces floating around in the chat already. G'day Mango, g'day DJ, how are you? Biggles, you appear to have stuck your way into chat as well, and of course, I do see the boss man Mitch Curry floating around as well, so he's keen to check this out tonight. We're going to be getting into this very, very soon. We've got open qualifying as always. Race 1, a 20-minute sprint around Bathurst. That is a fast race. We're talking, maybe 10 laps. You'll get into that as an absolute stretch. So that's going to be a quick and frantic sprint. And then, of course, race 2, the 40-minute race to finish the evening, a reverse top 10 grid. They've got it all to play for. Let's take a look, as we were saying before, at those championship standings, though. After last week, Jeremy Washington from Private Ear Racing, 1,175 points. It looks to be a pretty commanding lead, Biggles, but like you said, it's really up for grabs for anyone, isn't it?
You said 100 points up for grab for each race, and we got two of the races. We got the sprint race, and then we got
so technically speaking, it's
technically
possible.
Speaking, for the likes of Ryan Palmer to win the championship.
Well, yeah, I mean, look,
as long as every driver, Jeremy Washington, Dan, and Reese, do not get any points whatsoever in these two races, and obviously Ryan Palmer does, he could win it. I mean, there's even... Yeah, I don't. Mitch Curry just miss out by 15 points if he did it. But yes, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, look, you know what? I'm with you. I think Ryan Palmer's going to take this out. I think we've seen enough racing from Ryan.
All Ryan Palmer has to do is take out Jeremy, Daniel, and Reese in a big crash and absolutely go across the line there and win it. We've seen Senna and Prost take each other out to win a championship before in the past. So,
anything's possible. Anything's possible, mate. It's just how it's going to be, I'm sure. No, look, I think the championship for Jeremy Washington looks pretty unassailable. Danny P and Reese Wakefield, I tell you what, if they finish at the opposite ends of the field in one of these races, it's going to make the second race particularly very, very interesting. So we're going to have to keep an eye on those two throughout tonight. Ryan Palmer, look, he can't rest on his laurels there. He hasn't wrapped up fourth just yet. Mitch Curry, I know, will be very, very keen to hunt him down here. Jackson Starrett from Sideways Esports sneaking in there as well in P6 in the championship. Joshua Treek from Pace Syndicate and Scott Stevens, the HJR Jinx Shifters, one of the most beautiful liveries you'll ever see. And just quietly, I have seen the Jinx Shifters livery for the Gen 3 Supercars Championship coming up in January. It looks just as incredible. Cannot wait to see it out on track. Cameron White, the first of the BE Electrical and Solar Race on Oz entries in P9, and James Bunker from ADHD sneaking into the top 10 as well. We could well see a few of those positions change before the night is done. G'day, Zarin. Welcome on into the chat. This is the final round. This is Mount Panorama. I can't believe we're here already. I can't believe how long it feels like this season has been with all of the drama and all of the tension along the way. But I tell you what, Biggles, it has been an absolute joy to witness. We've seen some amazing racing all the way through this season, and it only looks to get better and better as these seasons continue with MC Motorsport.
Yeah, you said this will be our 8th round, the finale here, of course. We went from Road Atlanta, we had Nuremberg, Daytona, second de Fast, Frankenshops, Sebring, second de Barcelona, Catalunya, and Red Bull Ring. We started this one. And Zarin, I know you, Zarin. That's the Zorro out there. He's tuning in for the first time. We got some first-time people that don't even... I'm not sure if you've actually seen esports motor racing, especially around this legendary track, but you're going to see some GT3s fly around here, and you're certainly going to see a championship hold up a trophy this evening.
Yeah, absolutely we are. The drivers will just be starting to finish up practice now. We should be jumping into qualifying any moment. So we'll look to bring you a bit of that action. Let us know in the chat who you're backing tonight. If you're with me and you're a bit keen to see Ryan Palmer take out the #1 spot, then by all means, please do shout out, because I don't want to be alone. You know, I don't want to be alone.
Who did you shout out again? Who did you decide? So you cut in and out on for a second on me.
Look, I think
you haven't decided that yet.
I think the outside chance of Ryan Palmer taking this is too good for me to ignore. But I also think it's pretty unlikely, honestly, that it's going to happen. So yeah, look, we'll just have to see. I'm pretty confident that Jeremy Washington has this wrapped up, honestly, mate. But look, stranger
it's got to be qualifying, isn't it? Because first of all, you can win that sprint race because you've got less laps, so the qualifying is going to be massive. Of course, that'll be a reverse grid, so they will have to fight their way through here. We know that it's not easy to advertise. It's not easy to overtake, and probably not easy to advertise as well. But overtake in Bathurst, the good runs out of Forest Elbows down the long Conrad Straight is a great overtaking opportunity, sometimes into turn 1, the Hell's Corner. But the rest of the mountain, you're pretty much following. But we did see, didn't we, in another series, some overtaking in unparticular places that people don't usually overtake.
Oh, we absolutely did. It has been a series just absolutely full, and a season absolutely full of just some nail-biting racing right throughout. So, look, I don't even want to guess at what we're going to see here tonight. I've just received word the drivers are starting their qualifying runs, so we will jump on board and start to check that out in just a moment, as the drivers make their way out of the pits, and they'll see what qualifying brings us tonight. Here we go. They're underway, all rolling out. Geez, they've all come out together.
Yeah.
Tonight they're
wasting no
time,
my friend. Yeah, because
yeah,
there's not
absolutely.
a lot of time. Remember, it's a long lap around here in Bathurst, so yeah, want to get the job done as quickly as possible, because if you make any mistakes, which is easy to do on this track, especially up the mountain, you're going to wait a whole another lap to try it all over again. So they're eager, but they're going to have to find some space here too, because you also don't want to have to lift off if there's traffic in the way.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see if we can get a little bit of audio happening for you out there in chat, so you can enjoy the sound of these GT3 cars making their way around and up over Skyline. I tell you what, it's going to be a cracker this evening. Luke Hyden already a few issues there, so he's jumped back in to the pits. Watching fan favourite Danny P out in front of this first pack to make their run at the moment, so looks like he'll be the first one to attempt a time around the mountain. You know, I can't even recall, Biggles, what a good time looks like around Bathurst in a GT3. I keep thinking about V8s, and you're kind of talking, oh look, you're talking 205s, 210s. If you're really, really quick, you're in that sort of range. The GT3s, despite not necessarily being quite so quick in a straight line, they actually rival that just through sheer downforce. So,
well,
yeah,
I
it's
can
interesting
tell you, Jared. I can tell you. I mean, there's none out there, unfortunately. But in February 2024 this year, of course, during the Bathurst 12-hour event, Mercedes set the new unofficial GT3 lap record. And that was a time of 156.6, surpassing every record by over 2 seconds.
Wow. That is...
There you go. So, come on,
That's pretty
Daniel.
cool.
Come on, Jeremy. Let's see if you guys can knock out a 156.6. And that was in a Merc, mate. There was no Mercs on the grid. Porsches. Why don't we have the Merc GT3? Just nobody's using it? I'm surprised we don't have the Merc GT3 out here.
Yeah, I don't think iRacing's done anything with that yet, which is a bit of a shame.
I must be confused with another one because I remember the Mercedes, well, they did have the Mercedes GT3. Let us know out there in the chat why we don't have that Mercedes GT3, apart from we do have everything else. But just to let everybody know, in this race, unfortunately, we didn't have a bit of marbling, did we? Well, it was slightly after. Just slightly
exactly.
after. Drivers
Exactly.
Thankfully.
Thank God for that.
You can see the marbles at the moment on the track there, but it won't affect them like it has. So just to let everybody know that's tuning in, iRacing done some big updates recently. So you kick up some dust and dirt and debris and bits of carbon fiber, everything flicking off your car, comes back on and it affects the handling, and you got those little marbles. It's like riding on skates. It can get tricky, especially in a circuit like this too. I can't wait to see Bathurst with that new iRacing update.
Oh, mate, it's going to be an absolute cracker, isn't it? Now, Reese Wakefield, the antic McLaren, out in front. We've been keeping an eye on Danny P, but he's actually a few cars back from the first of the cars out to set a time. Reese Wakefield right now, heading on out to
Joshua. Look at Joshua
time.
at the moment. Purple's
Van
here.
Treacle.
Purple's
Someone else has
there.
just snuck that one away. Lee
I
Keldill's
think
got a purple sector in there as well. So Wakefield's on for a pretty quick lap, but not going to be the fastest lap that he's managed, I suspect. There we go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Mitch Hobbs did use the Merc early in the season, didn't he? You're right. I think he's probably the only person we've seen actually running the Merc.
So you should have saved it till Bathurst, mate, because that's the lap record at the moment. So let's see what the driver's doing across the line. At the moment, we've got 204s, maybe. I think 204.24. Yeah, you guys are a little bit off the pace. We're talking about in real life, of course. Mercedes on that one, not I don't know what the iRacing lap record is. Sorry.
I mean, we're seeing some low 205s coming through. There's a 204.5 from Jackson Starrett, so he's on the pace. Let's take a look. Mitch Curry about to come across the line here as well in the Porsche. Looks like he's taking it very easy across the line, but picking the pace back up here for another hot lap as we head on down once again out of turn one, Hell Corner. Tell you what, it's not such a it doesn't live up to its name so much when there's only one car trying to go through it at a time, right?
Well, it's a little bit held later on because it's braking close in the turn one, and it has this name from. It's notoriously been difficult too from a lot of drivers, of course, when everybody's all bunched up there in a race. But it still catches a lot of drivers off under regular race pace as well too. It's just one of those surprising corners where it's almost like a perfect 90, but I don't know, somewhere along the line, it's got some little Bathurst twist to it where you could do it 1,000 times, and out of that 1,000 times, one time you'll make a mistake. Pretty much every driver will get caught off guard, even the experts. That's why it's Hell's Corner. It's Hell's Corner.
It's a bit rough. It's a bit rough. And look, hats off to anyone who manages to make it through there without a hint of sideways movement in the chassis, because I've not seen it any time I've tried it. Bathurst is just. It's a monster of a track. It really is. To drive this at 10/10, you have to actually let go of any sense of self-preservation. That's the only way.
Yeah, can we ride on board first? Mitch just goes down Conroy Straight, which you want to get a great exit out of Forest Elbow, which it looked like he did. And Ned's Australian famous whiskey sign at the moment. I've seen they've added that one then. Are we getting paid, by the way, that iRacing to promote that?
I don't know, but I do like whiskey.
Check with, no, we don't, sorry.
No, we don't?
Sorry.
Oh,
we're going to ignore that one then, iRacing. You're not going to pay us to advertise that. We're not going to advertise it for you. Here we go. Riding on board, of course, with the boss man, Mitch Curry. He's going to get, say, a couple more corners under his belt. In fact, only one at the moment to start another lap. But he's tricking us to dip into, he's lifted off at the moment to allow a car to go on a fast lap. So will it compromise his exit a bit on the last pedal now? No, I don't think so. You want to ride on board with Mitch and give us a lap around
Let's do that. Here we go. Hell Corner, turn 1. Of course, as we said before, it's a very, very deceptive corner with that little dip in the middle, right at the apex almost. That you've got to handle a change in attitude of the car, and then on the accelerator down the first straight, heading towards Griffin's Bend, and just waiting and watching to see if anyone ahead of you puts it a little bit sideways as we get past the pedigree wall, which has more than a few marks on it already. And then up, of course, to the cutting. One of the best corners in motorsport if you'd like to see a good pile-up. Definitely park yourself on that one because it's happened many a time. But if you do make it through there, here we go through Quarry Corner, and then up the mountain we continue, coming around, getting ready to hit Skyline. Got to watch out for that drain grate on the right-hand side. Oh, just like that, Porsche doing Porsche things. Curry's managed to keep it together, but geez, only just. Let's jump on board. Let's go have a chat with here's Gordon Smith, who's coming down Conrad Straight right now to see what sort of time he can set. But yeah, look, the dangers of Bathurst, right? That was absolutely a wall, Mango. It was, and the Porsche, as Porsches are known to do, found it. It seems to be their thing, finding those walls.
When you're blaming Porsches, isn't it blow up like the Fords? Sorry for the Fords people.
That's very true. That's very true. And
drivers out there, and here we go. So exiting out of the final call down the main straightaway. We're on board right now with Gordon Smith there in the Ferrari. Here's Hell's Corner, my friend, as you mentioned.
Oh, we'll drop back here because Nathan Bowman's on an absolute flyer. So we might sit in with him here and see if he's got another hot lap up his sleeve because he's pushing hard.
See the way he chucked the corner in? That's right. I'm going to use the term chuck. It's very Australian. Chucked it in there so that you can throw the front in there. The rear one's just going to follow it naturally. They're not front-wheel drive cars.
That's a Mustang off into the wall. Yep.
Shouldn't affect him. Nathan from the loud pedal. He's going to climb his all the way naturally up the mountain straight into the quarry. So you're going to be swinging around to the right. Remember the quarry does kind of tighten up a little bit too before you get to the cutting. So that wall kind of bends out a little bit. You'll see it in a second. You can try to use the track, breaks the 50 marker, swings it over to the right, spots the apex on the loud pedal. There's that little kink of the wall that comes out there. That's just also to pull your car in if you make a mistake.
Absolutely.
Now the cutting, of course, swing it across it. It gets tightens right up here, turn 4, and then you just got a little bit of a downhill for Griffin's Mount. It's not too much of a downhill rise. It's a little bit of oversteer moment, snaps it, but keeps it out of the fence. And then start tucking your way down here to Reed Park there, the frog elbow that they call it coming up here. It's 2 swinging rights. It's a 7 and 9 here on the loud pedal, Solomon Park. And you're dropping down, and this is the turn 10. This is a good exit you want. And then this is where you start to go into the Skyline. And it's basically a series of 12, 11, 13, 14, all the way down to 17 before the dipper. And just let the car flow down the hill, isn't it?
Oh,
a little
big
bit of a
moment
power
there
slide,
for Bowman.
saves it exactly. And then just let it, you're not really too much on the throttle here, as you can see there. He's down to second gear. You can see, look at that. There's not really much on the loud pedal, but now touching a little bit gingerly because you want to get ready for the dipper, and that's the one that just got through there. And then Conrad drive, sit back, relax, put your arm out there, put your feet up until you get on that
speed as well. 250k an hour here, and that's the difference between the GT3s and the Gen 3 supercars. Or even the Gen 2s for that matter. The GT3s, their top speed really hampered by the huge amount of aero they've got compared to supercars, and that's why you don't see 300k an hour down Conrad like you will in one of the V8s.
Well, my Skyline used to do that, mate, back in the 90s. I have a GT32, R32 Skyline, mate. It can do 300 easily down, clicks down Conrad Straight.
I don't doubt it, mate.
It held the record for many years. I don't have the car anymore. Cue the Tokyo Drift music. I'll tell you what, that was brilliant saving, because I'll tell you what, many people are signing their autograph from the fence through the Skyline. And that was brilliant driving.
I will point out, Nathan Bowman noticed that his car didn't go into the wall. Was he in a Porsche there? I just want to check that.
Oh! Somebody's got beef with certain types of manufacturers here this evening.
Look, well, I think
you got to have meatballs if you want to have something, because Joshua Ventrek has the Ferrari, my friend, and he's gonna throw spaghetti over everybody else right now because he's got.
Have a look at the traffic here as Luke Speck fires his way up towards Griffin's Bend once again. just taking advantage of a little bit of aero there. You see everyone kind of doing the same in the background. Now, someone we haven't had a check on so far, the ADHD boys. We'll check them in just a second. This Lego Porsche just ahead, amazing.
Was it a Lego Porsche?
I mean, they come apart.
Is it made out of Lego? Like I used to do when I was a kid, racing cars around and go, "This my Lego Porsche."
The McLaren. We're here with Josh Harris in the very bright, as always, ADHD livery. Always good to see them on track. And glad that he's made it along for the last round of this championship. We're getting pretty close to the end of qualifying here. He's going to have to put in an absolute cracker of a lap if he wants this one to count, because I suspect he's going to run out of time. We're down to about 2 minutes. 2 minutes 10 now, so he could make this lap. He could make this lap count. It is possible.
Yeah, well, 2 minutes. The best time's 2 minutes 4s. So yes, absolutely. But you can't be, having a little nana nap. You can't be, hanging around when Grandma hides the cookie jar from Grandma. You've got to get the job done. Jeremy Washington, currently at the moment looking around P6. So the 500 Corvette needs to pull something out here. God, man, he might have a little bit of a comfortable lead in the championship, but not that comfortable, Jeremy, that you want to be starting Bathurst in P6.
We'll check back in with Josh Harris in a moment. Let's see what Jeremy Washington can do here as he comes down Conrod Straight. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve to finish off his final qualifying lap of the season. 134. He's certainly not looking like he's going to pick up much from where he's sitting currently. The Danny P on board is being requested. Mate, we'll absolutely have a bit of time for that. But let's see what Mr. Washington can pull out of his hat here in the Corvette. It's not looking promising. His 204.2 might be his best. No, he's
boxing.
Called it there. He's called it there.
Check out Scott Stevens coming around the final corner at the moment. He's at a purple sector. Scotty, P3. This could be and might be enough to steal P2.
That is a new livery on that Porsche.
Yes, it is.
And that is smoking.
It's looking fantastic. Let's see if he's going to be camouflaged in the distance there, because he's just off Daniel's time.
Oh,
he can throw us better in the mix.
Gets it.
He nicks
at the end. 204.248. Wow.
I told you to keep an eye on the Jinx Shifters number 51 Porsche, mate. He had something up his sleeve.
At the death. 20 seconds left in this session. Fantastic lap there from Scott Stevens. We've got no one else who looks like threatening at this point. Luke Hildulis has had a good sector there, but don't like the chances of him pulling much out there. Ryan Palmer pulling it over and giving it up there. Oh, nice shot of the cars sitting in the lane, but there we go. Yeah. That is qualifying, done and
Jeremy
dusted.
Out there? Strategically positioning. And that's Jeremy out there, everybody. If you're listening, that's Loudest Howard. Strategically
I would absolutely believe that from him.
I'm sure of that one.
So the grid for race number 1, Scott Stevens taking it by 0.07 of a second over Danny P from Vibe Gang. Joshua Van Treek and Jackson Starrett, second row. Reese Wakefield, Jeremy Washington, 5th and 6th. Dean Powell, despite us seeing him having a bit of a spin there, and Ryan Palmer, 7th and 8th, and then rounding out the top 10, Lee Kildulis and Mitch Curry. Gordon Smith and Luke Newing, not too far behind at all. So we move further back. Jake Robiard and Josh Harris line up alongside each other. Then Luke Hyde and Tristan McLaren. Nathan Bowman and Luke Speck. Carmelo Coloridi and Dan Mirko rounding out the 20. And last on the grid tonight, Ryland Dixon and Brian East. But keep an eye on them, because anything can happen. It is, after all, Mount Panorama. It's Bathurst. As we wait for these drivers to get gridded up. So
we're going to have fantastic 22 drivers on the grid, which means you're going to see a couple of them just around the corner, because it's not a very, very large straight line finish here between Murray's Corner, 23rd corner, 23rd of the corners, and Hell Corner number 1. Short run, remember, down turn 1. So everything can play right for the drivers, everything can play absolutely wrong. And certainly those championship contenders like Daniel, as well as a little bit further back, of course, Jeremy Washington as well. They cannot afford to get any major wreck here, because it is 100 points up for grab here, of course, in the sprint race. And Reese Wakefield, he can't afford. He's going to start in P5. Where's Ryan Palmer? He's back in P8, so he's got to avoid anything. Mitch Curry, it's a long shot, of course, for anything on that one, but he can probably steal maybe second or third in the championship away from anybody else. P10. So, Daniel is the man starting in P2 alongside Scott Stevens. Get by Scott Stevens, scoot your way up the road here. You got 100 points in the bag. And
absolutely.
And definitely somewhere along the line more than Jeremy Washington. But if Jeremy Washington finishes in P2, he might have this championship wrapped up in the first race.
Just remind everyone for just a moment here as they take off. Jeremy Washington up front, only 15-odd points separating P2 and P3, Reese Wakefield and Danny P. They've snuck up on the start, but away we go through Hell Corner. And this is it, ladies and gents. We are underway. Race 1 of the final round. There's that pit start for Jackson Starrett as he comes out of the pits behind. And the GT3s make their way down the track to Griffin's Bend.
Keep an eye on Daniel, trying to put the pressure on immediately to push Joshua in. They're going to be fighting their way up through the cutting now, so this is going to be very, very interesting. He did get ahead. It's very important for Daniel. He would like to get ahead of Scott Stevens, but Scott Stevens launched that Porsche off the line there. Got a great turn into Hell's Corner. Side by side, a little bit further back, that's Luke Newing and Gordon Smith. And they're going to have to channel their way, file themselves in one by one through here, my friend. Otherwise, I don't see too many cars come and live and survive up and down the Skyline in Bathurst. Well, most people have a shirt that says, I survived Skyline. And that's single file, mate, not double file.
Yeah, 100%. You cannot get through here side by side. It just doesn't happen, at least not at anything even remotely resembling race pace. I think the only time you'll see them side by side coming down the hill particularly is probably on the pre-race formation procession with the drivers in the back of the old Mustangs and all of that. That's about the only time I reckon we'll see that. Luke Hyden's had an incident. Let's go back and check that out. What's happened here? Not the beans. Oh, no. Round the corner, nowhere to go. And that's straight into the number 92 of Gordon Smith. That's some serious damage. He's struggling to get it going again. Oh, that car has absolutely copped it.
That's all right.
Luke's going to be doing his best to get around. It's have a look at the chassis. Mate. That front left is jammed in under that arch.
Yeah, if you probably look at cockpit cam, he's probably jammed completely in one direction. That car's going, I'm going another. So,
yeah, none of that. Thank you very much. So here we go, back up front. Scott Stevens maintaining. Oh, what's happened to Stevens? Stevens over the bump into the wall.
How does he manage to save it like that? This is down Conrod Straight. Remember, they're doing flat out, probably almost up a top gear at that point. But it might have just been on the exit out of Hell's. No, look, he's way down. He's hit the kitty litter. No, that's a technical issue there. Whoa, look at this inner. Jump, a little higher.
Hit every wall on the way down Conrod, and somehow that Porsche is going more straight.
Can you back it up, Jared, if you don't mind? I want to see how the steering was pointing if we go inside the cockpit.
Let's do that. Let's take it back.
Yeah, I mean,
see if we can get where our
inside, because let's see where he's pointing here. Fourth gear, and I don't know why he's going out in the kitty litter like that.
I think he's just caught the grass a little with that.
But he's turning left here at that point too. And look at that jump he's doing. He is correcting it. He's trying to correct it.
The gyro doing wheels all the work.
Let us know out there.
Lucky to get away with that.
As well too, Scotty, if you are tuning in as well too as to what happened. It might have just been like cat jumping in lap or dog.
The team radio says technical issue apparently.
I would have figured that, isn't it? Because he was straight down Conrod Straight. That's just basically a straight situation. There's no bumps. There's nothing on there. Even if you were to over-rev it and miss a gear, still wouldn't. His rear end didn't slide out on him, so there had to be technical.
No, it would have had to been. So all's well that ends well. He's somehow managed to survive that. Although I have no idea
how's that going to help Daniel now, mate? Daniel in P1.
Danny P.
Jeremy in P6.
Now, the thing is, he's going to have to put a bit more effort in here if he wants to put that gap a little further ahead. So Danny P in P2, Reese Wakefield back in P3. Reese needs to pick up. I got that the right way around in the championship. I'm just trying to remember.
Well, Reese is just behind Daniel, yes.
Yeah.
And he is down behind Daniel on track at the moment. Daniel P1, Reese is in P2. Reese is down 116. Well, yeah, you're right. How many points? He's 15 points. 14 points down currently from Daniel in the championship.
There you
before
go.
this
Life
race
of
started.
Aaron's a big fan of Danny P, and as he should be, he's proving to be a phenomenal driver in these GT3s as he leads the pack up the hill once again. But look, anything
How's
can
Jeremy
happen
doing
from
back
here.
there? Because Jeremy's got to fight his way through the traffic. It's not easy. Daniel said, coughingly, that it was strategic that he started this far back, and he's usually starting, of course, around pole in races, and that's the reason why he's been winning a lot of races too. Well, aside from the fact 500 is just fast. But in Bathurst, it's a different ballgame because you haven't got many places to overtake. So he's got a big battle brewing up the road from him as well too, because you do have a couple of these drivers pretty close together. You can see Dean Powell, Ryan Palmer, all on the back of each other.
Kissing the fence ever so slightly there, using every bit of track.
Kissing the fence, and you get naughty, you know.
Coloridi's had a crash.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Into the dipper. That front left wheel just getting a bit loose. Into the wall.
He's tagged it.
And that's going to unsettle the car completely.
Yeah, because you're going all the way down the hill from here. It's just momentum, isn't it? You just go
wall.
straight into the fence on the opposite side. And it does cause a traffic jam.
That's going to cause some
breaks
issues
the Lego
there.
car. There's the Lego livery you're talking about.
I told you it was there somewhere. So is that going to bring out our first safety car?
I'm sorry, I thought it was bricked. That car's not bricked, is it? The Lego car? Or is that too soon?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I'm trying my best, Lego. Don't get me started on the Lego jokes. Well, it's showing Luke is the leader of this race, but we do know Daniel is. That's just the iRacing
Just
doing
iRacing
things.
doing iRacing things. Exactly. That'll sort itself out real quick here.
Although Luke could be going, hey, I'm leading. I love that one, the 22 machine.
Enjoy it while you can,
mate.
Luke Hayden. It's not going to last. I'm sorry, my friend. So Danny P is leading this race. Jeremy in the chat, don't step on the Lego car. It absolutely kills you. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, and I don't intend to find out for myself either.
Yeah, Jared's got kids. He's probably well aware of that one, my friend. So.
It's a hard pass. Joshua Van Treek, we've seen some good pace from him in this Ferrari before, and he doesn't disappoint tonight. Have a look in the background, though. Dean Powell, he's putting the pressure on Ryan Palmer. He's taking a huge look up the inside.
He's got him, mate, because he's got Jeremy Washington breathing all down his exhaust pipe, so...
Bit of bump drafting.
Dean, you got to get past Ryan, and we know Ryan. Hey, mate, Ryan, remember, you got to win this race and just hope it all goes pole-shaped behind you, and you still win the championship. So don't you give up, my son. Don't you give up.
Absolutely.
Wax on, wax off. Just listen to the Karate Kid master. I'll tell you.
It's whipping past your GoPro once again, my friend. I keep telling you I'll look after it. You never trust me, but we bring it back.
No,
every
you
week
did bring it
in
back,
good
and
condition.
it's here now. It's here now.
Absolutely.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah, it survived from Road Atlanta.
Into the dipper we go again. The absolute train of cars here.
All aboard the
What on
Bathurst
earth?
Express, of course, for the final race this season. Dan the Man's leading this one from Van Trek, who had put it on pole. Reese Wakefield, of course, in the championship, running third as well, too. He can make a bit of a difference. More importantly, Jeremy Washington, and he's sixth now. He's got Mitch Curry a little bit for Lakes, but he can't get past Dean the Power because Dean's got the power. Dean Power, maybe. This could be the situation.
Here
I
we
might
go.
expect too soon.
He's on the inside. Palmer's got the inside for the next turn. Is he going to be able to hold him out? We've seen this McLaren go very deep under brakes before, and he does it again. Holds the Mustang at bay. But I tell you what, that Mustang, it's a big car compared to the McLaren. It would be absolutely filling mirrors right now.
What, American car that's a big car, mate?
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought?
When do
right?
Americans do anything small, mate?
Yeah,
and that's the
it
Japanese,
doesn't
if you want to talk about a small car, or European, as you're all aware. If you guys have been in the States before, you know that you wouldn't fit half the American cars in a parking lot in Australia.
No, he absolutely wouldn't. Carmelo Coloredi coming back on track there. He's going to find himself inside a pack of cars. And look at him in the background. Mitch Curry just looking for a little bit of Porsche help. Taking a bit of slipstream where he can find it.
Porsche help. Like
Yeah, you got to look after each other. Otherwise, how will you ever afford parts for things? As we make our way back up the hill towards the cutting, Dean Powell continues to look for a way past the incredibly...
Well, you could door him, mate, and give him a turn. There is a way past.
There's always a way past.
It's not suggested here at this fantastic MC race in the league, because they're pretty much, they're all pals. They get along, you know. They're fighting, of course, when they're on track. You're arch rivals when you're on track, but of course, you're all mates in Discord later on. That's a good thing about this league. But there wouldn't be no door, and there would be no turning intentionally. they're here to have fun. If you want to get the job done, you've got to get it done on track. And I'd suggest to do it out of Forest Elbow and go flat down Conrad Straight.
Not much of another option around Bathurst, of course, unless someone makes a mistake. And we keep hearing in the chat that that McLaren is actually a full track width, is what we're hearing. And he's certainly making it look that way at the moment. Ryan Palmer, we've seen him put on defensive masterclasses before in this season, and he continues to do so as the Mustang breathes down his neck. We might just see if we can get a bit of a look out the back. That's out the back of Dean Powell's car.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye too. It's starting to get a little spicy dicey at the front too, because Dan the Man, and I've already nicknamed that number 70 McLaren since I've started joining this fantastic racing league. He's just holding Joshua's keeping at bay here. Joshua Van Track by half a second, mate. It'll dip around a little bit out there because that's what happens at Bathurst, but he'll get as close as about half a second. Then you have a bit of a gap there to Reese Wakefield, who's third in the championship as well too. Daniel's second in the championship, remember. Jeremy Washington's first in the championship with P6. But if that switcheroos, if Joshua Van Track steals this one away from Daniel, that's going to punch him a little bit more. So Daniel has to win this race. He can't afford to lose any more chunk of points if he wants to have a fight with this championship in race 2. If he continues like this, to win race 1.
To absolutely hold off Reese Wakefield. Lee Caldulis, meanwhile, just putting a little bit of pressure on the boss man himself, the MC Motorsport entry, the blue Porsche there of Mitch Curry, just getting a little bit of attention from the Ferrari, just one of the orange and black B electrical and solar entries. And he's just tacked himself comfortably onto the back. Let's make sure we're keeping an eye on these intervals, because you can see just how close together they really are here. And from third back through to ninth, separated by only a couple of seconds. It's a great little battle pack, and you do find this happening so often throughout this. Apparently this doesn't appear to be a regular Bathurst crowd. No burnouts, no beer bongs. And, look, you're not wrong. From what I hear, that's standard fare at Bathurst. We'll get on to iRacing and have that corrected for you, I'm sure, by
I've never been to Bathurst, but it sounds like a
2092.
bit of a fun adventure, obviously, if you do manage to go down there. You got to camp. It's a weekend camping thing.
Oh, you can't
You
just
got to
go
sit
for the
back.
day.
I'm not suggesting what everybody's talking about there in the chat. I'm just,
Have a look
just
at Scott Stevens
have some
here.
fun. Yeah, he's behind the Lego machine too.
Oh,
so.
another wall.
Oh,
Another
that's on
wall,
you.
Stephens. Oh,
That's
Scott,
on you.
I'm sorry. I know, that's me. It happens every time.
He's the man that threw this thing on pole, mate. You just threw him in the fence.
Look, it's not intentional, I swear. Meanwhile, yeah, absolutely right. Out in front, Danny Petty putting the gap on. Let's go forward and take a look. Here he comes once again. And he's opening up a commanding gap now over Joshua Van Treek. Reese Wakefield even further back again.
Van Treek must have made a mistake, mate, because he got as close as about half a second just before. I was keeping an eye on that. And, well, anything can happen at Mount, mate, and it does.
Well, it can.
That's
absolutely
the breathing space for Dan Man. So Dan's got that one up the road there. But Ryan Palmer, as you said there, and Reese Wakefield can't afford to lose his position to Ryan Palmer. Ryan Palmer's fourth in this championship. Ryan Palmer's like, yes, I'm happy to
And
still
speaking
put 3
of,
away.
have a look
we
at
go.
how he's closed that gap up. The two McLarens. What's Palmer got up his sleeve?
And there is, give or take, about 60 points between these drivers going into this. So good for Ryan Palmer. If he gets past, Reese would be gutted, of course, to lose P3 in the championship. But hey, Ryan Palmer's there, but Ryan Palmer's going to need a little bit more than just getting past Reese Wakefield by 1 position. Ryan will need it to at least P2 or P1 there to try to steal P3 away. For now, remember, gentlemen, if you're all tuned in, gentlemen, cats, dogs, ladies, everybody that is tuning in, even the crows these days are tuning in. They're probably clever enough to even drive these cars. Give them about 5 years, 10 years of evolution, they'll probably be driving these cars. But there is another race after this in reverse grid, okay? We'll stop talking about the crows and talk about the GT3s and the humans too, piloting them.
On board now with Ryan Palmer. And he has got eyes for the inside here. Here he goes, looking for the move on Reese Wakefield. Can't quite get there. He's going to have to reset and try again. That's one of only 3 reasonably safe passing opportunities on this track. He's got plenty he can try if he needs to, but he's still got 7 minutes or thereabouts to run in this race. So wouldn't be getting too excited just yet. Still got to make it to the end after all.
Yeah, that's one thing, isn't it? So I survived Bathurst is a shirt you want to get first. Not where I finished. Just I survived. Yep. That's the one that you get mandatory if you survive it. The rest of it's like I finished P1 or P2 or in the top 10. I'll take that any day of the week. You would too, wouldn't you, Jared?
Oh, look,
at all in Bathurst.
Anywhere, anywhere would be nice. Absolutely, absolutely, it is.
Not saying you're a bad driver, Jared. You're bold and brave anyway. Just getting inside of these GT3s alone, man. Hats off to you on that one.
Look, I know where I stand in this sort of company, and these guys are quick. They're not perhaps alien quick. We know there's a few aliens out there on iRacing, but they're certainly quick enough that it makes the, let's say the average, 1,000 to 1,500 I-rating driver out there just reconsider their life choices about getting into a GT3 car. As we see Ryan Palmer, he's looking to get his way through there. Can we get the Biggles bloke on again?
I'm not going anywhere. Calm down, my friend. Calm down. It's a motor race, and
I'm just trying to figure out if Zorro means you're taking over the rest of tonight.
Yeah, Zorro, you want to give yourself up here pushing all the buttons as a broadcaster that this Jared's doing. It's all right. He's messing around, my friend. He's playing.
I'm trying to figure out if he knows you or what's going on here. But anyhow, we've got. I just figure, rent a crowd, perhaps. Luke Specs had an incident further back. Hey, no, look, we'll take any crowd we can get, of course.
I had a rent a crowd for my birthday, mate. Yeah, happy birthday. And I don't know all you people, but thank you very much for that cake. That's lovely.
Ryan Palmer continuing to apply pressure to Reese Wakefield. He wants P3, and he is all over the back of that McLaren. Luke Speck having all sorts of issues further back in the field, but we're going to stick up front here as we see Wakefield desperately trying to figure out what he needs to do to shake off this other McLaren.
Well, my friend, he's got to get the job done, get the overtake done, and there's not a lot of places to do this. More importantly still, Jeremy Washington, P6, hasn't moved the 500. Hasn't done Jeremy Washington things. Scoot on through. So that's going to be interesting as he's biding his time. He's got a little bit of breathing space.
Looking for the outside.
Here we go.
Oh, that was brave. That was brave.
I'm a little disappointed in Scott Stevens, I mean, we know that there was a technical issue. It struck him all the way back to P17. He was looking strong in this one. He could have taken the race win. But it's always going to be one of those what-ifs, and those leaves will be flicking up all over the place, of course, with the new update soon.
Absolutely.
If you are driving. I'm sure the leaves... when are they going to code in the leaves getting caught into the... the intakes there and the radiators and stuff like that, and start dropping you a couple of horsepower.
You're looking to see mechanical withdrawals from races. Is that a bit of mechanical retirements?
And how about no ghosting in pit lane either? I want full-on pit road action, so you can't drive through cars. Come on, this is not an arcade game here. I mean, that would just mean nobody would finish a race if it comes to an oval course. I can guarantee that on caution. That'd be smashing into each other pit lane. Don't you guys agree out there? Let us know.
Absolutely, we got some Danny P love in the chat as always, and right now, with good reason, we're not even catching him in these shots. Yeah, your GoPro's fine. Your GoPro's fine. Brian East
to the left
has had a bit of an issue further back as well. See if he can get it back on track. Danny P, look at him go, already onto the main straight as these guys come on through. You just occasionally get a bit of a view of him there, but
there he is.
It's a rare thing indeed.
Yeah, penultimate, not the penultimate lap yet. They're doing 2:04s, so I'd say there's at least 2 to go here on this one. But this is where the action is, and you've got the camera pointed out. Reese Wakefield, third in the championship, got to hold off Ryan Palmer, fourth in the championship. Can you imagine right now? Look at this. We're in Bathurst. We're in the 8th race of the season, the final one. And you got Reese Wakefield and Ryan Palmer 3rd and 4th on the track as they are in the championship. We can't separate these two.
No, absolutely not. And nor do we want to, really. We want this to continue right through. We have to keep an eye on the background, though. Lee Caldulas keeps closing up on Curry every time we come down to Griffin's Bend.
So LMU has no pit lane ghosting. So
that's
what is LMU?
That's disgusting.
Just to explain it to me, as maybe a noob on that one. Sorry. Is that different? What are we talking about? LMU? Is this a different platform here? Am I getting?
I believe so. I believe so. Danny P.
I know. I
said 3 second gap out in front.
ACC. I know Race Room. I know a few of the other ones, but anyway.
LMU. LMU's a new one to me, honestly, and I think
know,
I should know it.
Yeah, R Factor, all that jazz. I never heard of that.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone, and we're both reasonably seasoned sim racing fans. Palmer into the wall there, just looking to shave a bit of weight off the...
Le Mans Ultimate. Thank you for that. I didn't realise. I thought that was...
there you go.
It's not very popular, but unfortunately my friend... Maybe because of that reason. I like that.
Three players.
I'm going to watch videos
perhaps
on that one later. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. The heat rising off the track as these two McLarens continue to do battle. Zorro, I'm starting to get a feeling I know who Zorro might be, and I'll be making a phone call.
I think it's probably... Some people are new to motor racing, but ghosting is basically what they do is... and it's
they allow you to drive through each other in the pits.
Yeah, in the pits, so that, because cars can't turn around each other somehow reasonably properly by human drivers, and so they just automate it and they say, okay, you can drive through a car. Only in the pit lane.
Absolutely.
Just because it's generally carnage, because your pit box is so short, and you have to kind of squeeze. It's kind of, you're trying to do a parallel park in Brisbane, Sydney, or Melbourne, or something like that in the middle of the city. And you don't have a lot of space. Well, try it in New York City. I've lived in New York City. Good luck with that one. You have to bump a car literally to parallel park, but that's why they don't do it.
Some clearly scientifically proven stats coming through in the chat. More people driving McLaren on iRacing than people play LMU. Look, I don't doubt the authenticity of that claim in the slightest. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on this battle here.
It's one of those games that promises the world, promises the ocean, and delivers you a pond. If that's a term.
It's that's probably the best way to put it, I think. Now Curry, see him pull away from that drain grate on the side of the road. He knows he doesn't want to hit that again.
I don't see this. You have to put this drain grate out because you've got some eyes like a hawk, mate. I haven't even seen that.
The drain grate is a well-known feature of Bathurst. It's on the because Bathurst. And
they laser scanned it, so it's there, right? You know
it is 100%.
I guess that's the reason why I don't see that as a spectator.
Yeah, 100%. So it is a few sparks off the wall there from Kev Lewis. He's starting to drop back. I don't know what's happened to him there. The far right-hand side, just as you're coming up around from Quarry Corner and starting to head towards Skyline, there is a drain grate there because this is, of course, a street circuit, and so when it rains in Bathurst, you don't want the water sitting on the road. You want it to head off to the stormwater drains. Unfortunately, those drains not exactly fantastic for grip.
And Dan the
Danny
man
P comes across the line. Makes it look easy in the end. Van Trick second.
Up the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Wakefield and Palmer finishing in that order. So a fantastic first race. And our man Danny P. Yeah, I don't know that there's going to be too much impact there to his standings overall.
Well, just to let everybody know, we know that... You can also let us know in the chat, please. Let's get this Sol standings kind of calculated out there. Let's do some math on that one, because we do know it's 100 points for a race win, but I'm very curious for the rest of the format there. What do you get for second, third, fourth, and all the way down to 10th? And then we can start doing some crunching.
Mitch Curry, I'm sure, is out there in the chat. He's about to murder me for not just knowing this off the top of my head. But the top, I want to say the top 10 spots, there's a 3-point drop per position. And then it goes to 2 points per position after that. 97, 90, that's getting really... 94, only 3 per position. Yeah. All the way down, to last place per position? You get down to about 40th, and it runs to 0 points. 30th or 40th is where you hit 0 points.
So 197, 93, 90, so forth. Just comparing that one in the chat there, that'll be So 3 points drop per position. Only 3 doesn't like escalate like Formula One does when you go like 30. What you say?
No,
25
not
points and 20 and
not
then
quite.
17 and 11.
Not quite.
Okay.
No.
Not exponential kind of thing.
And we have the official results coming through now. Race Control finalising it all. Danny P takes out the win in Heat 1. Joshua Van Treek in second, and Reese Wakefield in third. Oh, yeah, of course. The 2 points for fastest lap as well.
Who went to, according to our statistics, Luke Hayden there, and 0.0001 was fastest lap. What a record.
Yeah, that seems a little unusual, and I suspect iRacing doing iRacing things.
Yeah.
So the Heat 1 results, as you see, Ryan Palmer in 14, Power picking up 5th, Jeremy Washington back in 6th, our championship leader. Look, really unassailable at this point. That's confirmed it. Jeremy Washington takes the championship with a 6th position there in Heat 1.
Played it safe.
Yep, and that's all he needed to do at the end of the day.
I was wondering your midfield, because also you could play it safe in a situation where if race 2 right now, he's going to be starting halfway up the grid anyway. So, wow. Congratulations,
Absolutely.
Jeremy. You knew that anyway going into this one, but thank you very much for that. Wow.
There you go. And look, the reverse top 10 means Josh Harris gets himself a pole for race number 2 alongside Luke Newing. Lee Caldulis and Mitch Curry will be on the second row. Dean Pow and Jeremy Washington on the third. Reese Wakefield, Ryan Palmer, and then Danny P and Joshua Van Treek. So Jeremy Washington will be starting further up than his 2 closest contenders. So I really, I don't see much of a way for anyone to possibly steal that away unless he earned himself a whole bunch of penalty points here in a race.
Oh, breaking news. Yeah, we just heard there is something about Jeremy Washington was wearing socks during his racing, and according to the racing rules, you're not allowed to wear socks when you're in the racing rig. So that is how many points? I'm just calculating that right now.
150 point penalty.
150
we'll figure that out later.
Jeremy.
Yep, we'll figure that out later. Absolutely. No, look, it's been a fantastic season, absolutely, for Jeremy Washington. So he's well and truly earned it, and the only question now is, do we see any movement with Reese Wakefield and Danny P?
Yeah, the battle for P2 and P3 still resumes, even though it's all locked in by the privateer. It says privateer. I know I get that one. Chevrolet Corvette there, the 5. I know it took me that long. The privateer, it just says the team name is Privateer, not Privateer. Jeremy Washington, job right. Done. Congratulations, you're the champion.
Well
Still one more race to go. Now we can have fun. He probably was having fun anyway in Heat 1.
But it looked like fun to me.
It's all about what can he do. Where can Daniel stay in P2? Reese Wakefield stay in P3. Ryan Palmer, can he sneak that P3 away from Reese Wakefield? Can Mitch Curry steal it away from Daniel, Reese, and Ryan? That'll be interesting. All coming up right now, live on the Simple Racing Network, broadcasting network, with the MC Motorsports GT3 Championship final round.
40 minutes.
Panorama.
Reverse top 10. Here we go. I'll wait for these guys to all get gridded up, of course. So we see a lovely shot of the ADHD entry. This is about the best shot we've had of it throughout here. As,
is that is it like a pirate?
I'd have to ask. I'd have to ask the ADHD boys to confirm that one.
I surveyed Taylor's Corner. I surveyed the cutting. I surveyed Bathurst for 40 minutes. That's what you should be saying at the end of the day. But that's the 898, of course, in the reversed grid, right? That will be Josh Harris's machine. That will be starting on pole.
There's the green light.
We
are underway once again. A very quick gridding procedure there, and Mitch Curry takes off in third position, right behind Josh Harris, Luke Newing, as they make their way up the first straight once again.
Yeah, keep an eye on side by side here at the moment, a little bit further back. That's Jeremy Washington going to be side by side. In fact, the side by side for the lead here. Josh Harris and Luke Newing. That's going to be bold brave. Stick with this one.
Jeremy Washington
turns in a little bit in the background there. Nobody facing the wrong direction. That's Jeremy Washington in the mix there as well with Lee.
And Dean Powell putting pressure on Washington.
Here we go.
As
Side
well.
by side, still with the lead now, so he's going to have to back off there. Jared.
He's starting to get in single file.
There it is. Josh Harris still has the lead. I think it was a very bold
Somehow,
break there. It had to be from Luke to
somehow they all survived that. I have no idea how.
Mitch Curry's on his tailpipe now too, putting big pressure on now. It certainly would be Lee Canelades, Ryan Palmer. They're all further down the field there. Jeremy Washington is still in the P6 position. He started this one, Dean Powell. So Jeremy Washington's just happy to be in midfield at this point. And luckily there's no action up front there. Start of the feature race at the moment. Going their way back down the mountain. Here we go. All important exit. Forest Elbow. He's got a long run down Conroe Straight.
See who gets the drive out of this corner. Oh! I'm not sure whose bumper just...
front fender into the fence, mate.
I have no idea which of the BE electrical cars that was, but we'll keep an eye on it. So far, so good. Everyone's still pointing the right way without too many battle scars from the walls. As we see, that's Ryan Palmer. Just taking a bit of a look around as well.
I can't calm down right now.
No, absolutely not. Van Treek as well, having a look.
Oh,
big push there. It's Ryan Palmer getting pushed off to this side of the track. Managed to recover. Oh, they are all over the place here, battling for position. The top three feeling very comfortable. This pack here, battling it for sixth and battling hard. As Van Treek takes the inside line, makes it past Keldulis. Danny P stuck behind the two of them. What's he got up his sleeve here, though?
Lee Caldeas, Joshua and Van Treek there. Daniel Powell, as you said, going to be climbing their way up the mountain right now. Interesting to see who's going to be lifting off first or last. Oh, it's
a lot of
exciting
movement
here.
there as well. Reese Wakefield in the background, darting side to side. Van Treek goes very wide, loses a couple of positions. Keldulis continues to lead this pack up the mountain. The free spots are what it's all about, 100%. Danny P just taking advantage wherever he can. Josh Harris continues to hold out in front. Luke Ewing threatening still to take that away from him, only a 10th behind. This is one of the great things about... say again, Biggles.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, Mitch Curry just noting his racing prowess, not only in the number 89 Porsche in third right now, but also in the chat answering a whole lot of questions. He's,
good on you, because also you got new season starting up and stuff like that, so make sure you ask the boss man. Boss man's here right now, so you have the luxury of enjoying a fantastic finale race that all these drivers were in, and they're aware of it. And in case you've just tuned in, this has already occurred, but we don't know. Jared and I, we're treating this like we're enjoying ourselves, having a lot of fun. You guys aren't spoiling any surprises, but you want to talk to the boss man right now. He's available to ask how to be a part of this fantastic racing league and signing up for next season.
And just quietly, on the topic of next season, Mitch Curry, I believe, assuming that he doesn't get one beverage too far into the evening, should be joining us in the chat post-race for a bit of a conversation in the comms booth.
Mitch Curry, you can come join us now if you want, soon, mate, or anything like that. It's up to you. Dan Powell just slap Dean, not Dan. At the fastest still. Joshua holding off from Luke, my friend. That's in the battle. And then, of course, we're talking about Mitch Curry's in P3.
Have a look at this line of cars. There's Danny P. He's pulled out of the slipstream. Does he have the pace here to come past Keldulis? Oh, that front quarter is getting awfully close. He's going to try and go around the outside here. He's feeling confident on those tyres. It must be a fresh set. It's not going to be enough, but he'll slot back in there. He's very lucky that Palmer didn't close that up on him and force him to stay wide. And once again,
mate,
Palmer survives.
You got the attitude. She'll be right, mate. It's okay.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you've got another, give or take 35 minutes to get it done. You'll be right, mate. And hey, if you're still pointing in the right direction at Bathurst, you're good to go. You're good as gold.
Yeah, nothing to it.
Fine.
Nothing to it. We'll jump up the track just a little bit further. Check out Josh Harris, the ADHD McLaren, leading the way here. The Sideways Esports entry, of course, of Luke Ewing right behind. And Mitch Curry, the MC Motorsport entry, proving that he doesn't just run the league. He's a half-decent racer. Dean Power, big dive inside Jeremy Washington, gets through. I don't know how he managed to keep that Mustang out of the wall on the exit. That is how you
champion of MC Motorsports. He knows exactly how to keep it out of the fences of many of the tracks we've been here this evening. So, yeah, talk to Jeremy Washington about survival at its
Here
finish.
comes Danny P. Oh, contact. Contact with Lee Caldulis.
Lead, presuming. They're getting very, very close now. There, Jared. Super close to the lead.
Danny P pushing hard. Luke Newing has taken Josh Harris in that corner as well. The battle's going on all over the place. The Mustangs proving that, like their supercar bigger brothers, they've got what it takes in GT3 as well.
Jeremy Washington's pit road. We got a couple of drivers going in pit road. They have a mandatory pit stop, or at least a pit stop they're going to do. Ryan Palmer going down. Lee Catalayas going down. And I've got a Toyota Yaris. Any comments? Don't blow it up. You'll be right, mate. They don't really blow up anyway. They're not a Ford.
Can't be
you can't blow up a Yaris, mate. Yeah, just don't over rev it too much. Take it to a regular service there, drain the oil, or take it somebody will do it there. Change the spark plugs. Would be good, mate. Good as well.
Jeremy Washington,
change the filter.
There's a reason that he is our championship leader. He is known for these early stops, and it so often pays off for him later in the race. Doesn't mind working his way back through the field, because everyone's going to need to make at least one stop for fuel here. They won't make it all the way to the end.
You've been asked to go back, but I think it's a day late, dollar short on that one. Sorry to go back that far, unless there's something we really missed, apart from the Fujitsu air conditioning advertising or the pedigree. But it's super exciting. Well, we'll never get the race done if we keep going back. 7 minutes to change into this one. Pit stops, as you mentioned. Jackson Starrett's now the fastest man on track back in the 555 machine in P15. But he's all by himself. So, to be expected, clean air, fast car. Job done for lap speeds. When are the rest of the field going to pan? And what could Jeremy Washington do? If he's come back out there, 18 seconds to change down the road here from P11. We know he's going to do Jeremy Washington things, which is just get his head down there and catch the pack.
Enjoy all of that clean air, as Jeremy Washington so often does in that Corvette. I tell you what, it must just run so much better with fresh air coming in, because every time you leave him on his own on the track, he all of a sudden picks up something like 3 or 4 seconds a lap, I swear. Up front, Harris, sorry, putting the pressure on Newing. I was confused for a moment there how Ryan Palmer managed to jump all the way to the front, but of course the livery's ever so slightly different. Luke Newing survives that particular
switched the
assault.
grid, remember? Yeah, reverse grid. Tell you what, Mitch Curry hasn't been able to make those moves during this race. Now, Mitch Curry's just always been, he's been getting those positions there, but I haven't seen the Mitch Curry do the Mitch Curry overtaking things. So he's been struggling around Bathurst to get the overtake. In fact, at the moment, he's got to defend against Dean Powell. Remember, he was fighting to get past Dean Powell in the previous race because they flipped the grid. Now Dean's fighting tooth and nail to get past Mitch Curry. And that's about a P3. Right.
Now Reese Wakefield will jump up here, because here comes Danny P. He's coming straight back through on Wakefield. Enjoys the slipstream, gets those extra few K an hour out of the car up the straight, and that's enough to let him through as they make their way through Griffin's Bend and up towards the cutting once again. Wakefield, though, is going to have just a tad of slipstream to use down Conrod if he can hang on to the back of Danny P.
Well, there's two Danny P's, mate. Which one are you talking about?
There are.
Danny P and P4 or Danny P and P5?
No, Dean Powell. Dean Powell
and
Dan
the Man. We'll call him Dan the Man. Dan the Man and DP. Daniel Powell. And Reese Wakefield, he doesn't want to... surely for the last race of the season, he does not want to finish behind Dan the Man, because of the fact that he doesn't want to finish behind Dan the Man in the championship as well, too, because he is behind Dan in the championship. If I was everything, I'd door him, mate. I'd turn you if you have to. I'm going to get past you. That's just the way I drive, of course. That's why you shouldn't give me a license on the road. Legally drive
Duly
on the roads.
noted. Duly
Dooring people. I'll door bang you, mate. I'm getting past one way or another. You know I'm coming. That's the mentality you got to get into the drivers, mate. You want to fear them. You want them to lift because they're scared they're going to turn them. Realistically.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, right. It's a fear factor. It's just a mental thing. You don't really turn. Board. All right, that's not gentleman driving. You just get past the legitimate way if you can.
If you can, absolutely.
Yeah.
On board.
Flash your lights, play your alarm. Just go, try to make noise.
See if we can get a few shots here as he looks ahead to Harris and Ewing making their way off into the distance. So he's got a bit of work to do, and keeping an eye, of course, on that rear camera with Dean Power not too far behind at all. And then
Wait,
Danny
rip that
P
thing
just a
out,
little
man.
further
Don't look backwards, look forwards.
Here he comes. Dean Power taking a look up the outside. Curry's playing defensively here, and he needs to. Because that Mustang, you take that air resistance off the front by getting in the slipstream, and
It'll blow up. It's a Ford.
I'm going to apologise to the Ford fans because, yeah, there is a...
Yeah, in real life statistics hurt. So, let's go. I'm sorry, Ford fans as well too, man. You don't blow up in the virtual world, you'd be right.
We see a bit of swapperoo back here. Brian East has dropped back a couple of spots as well, but we keep with Mitch Curry. In fact, we might just jump back to Dean Powell and see if we can stick with his nose cam here, because have a look at the pressure he's putting on Mitch Curry down through the cutting.
Well, children, look away at the moment. This could get a little bit over PG rated the way these drivers are driving. So here we go, Dean.
Yeah, I think you're on the money there, Ryan.
Karen,
the way
children,
that
make them look away, my friend.
Jeremy Washington moving up through the pack, gonna have to keep an eye on him. He's had his first pit stop, but he is on the pace. We have a look at the last laps of the front runners right now. 2:05.5s for the first two, and then 2:05.7s for the next couple. Jeremy Washington's last lap at 2:05.4. So he is making moves. Yeah, that pit stop has not hurt him.
He has pitted, just to let everybody know out there. That's the reason why he's jumping down. He's like, what is Jeremy Washington doing at the moment, you know? Is he just playing with his food? No, he's already made a pit stop. Look at this, Curry. Bird's eye view. Well, looking at Dean, and up the road there, you mentioned, that is Mitch Curry and Josh Harris in the Hell's Corner.
Dean, contact. How's around?
Yeah, I'm all for that. I say, yeah, you got to turn. You got to turn to get an overtake around here. No, it's not. And Dean's not going to be a happy camper right now. He looked like he had that one. If this is Formula One, they'd be on the radio going, I had it, and he had it, and everybody had it, and cat and dog
Let's take another look at that one.
Is he a day late dollar short in that one?
Oh, that was a big dive.
Oh, yeah, but
and look,
you got to get an overtake here.
Yeah, look, it's certainly punished him enough there. But
yeah. Race control would look at that one after the race as well too, which they've already dinged that one, so we'll let you know after the race what happened, right, Joe?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it because I would be surprised if he doesn't. Might only sneak away without a penalty there.
Oh, mate, Dean out there, that's a Dean thing. I would have done the same thing, Dean, mate. I would have completely put my nose in and got it chopped off and have a plastic surgeon from Kenny Hadassian and calling him up going, Dean, this is the best plastic surgeon you're going to find anywhere around to get your nose chopped off. And that's how it works, my friend, in motorsports. You've got to stick your nose in and get it chopped off once in a while, and maybe Dean, you got chopped off from that point.
How do you reckon Mitch Curry's feeling right now, though? 3 McLarens behind him. All he can see in the rear view is McLarens.
He's got to trust in the Porsche, mate, and he's the boss man. I do think it does happen, and keep an eye on this one behind too. But it does happen, a little bit of a wiggle and a jiggle and a bobble and a giggle there from Josh Harris, isn't it, there? But, mate, you know, I think there's a little bit of the, hey, I don't want to mess with the boss man intimidation that happens in racing. And I've seen it before in multiple leagues that you and I have been doing this for some time now.
Yes, but
you as a driver too, like you don't want to door bang the boss man and turn him, right? Because you might not be in the league tomorrow.
The saving grace for this is that the boss man's in a Porsche, and so he's likely to turn himself.
So yeah, you're likely not turn yourself into the broadcasting for next season.
So it's been fun broadcasting this season for MC Motorsport. I will see you all on some other.
You just turned yourself.
I keep forgetting that there's Mitch Curry.
Oh, Mitch is in pit road, so he sorted himself out in that one, mate. There you go. Mitch goes down pit road.
This battle. These 3 McLarens so evenly matched, because we'll remind anyone who is new this evening.
Mitch has done that deliberately so that he doesn't.
He doesn't.
They can't prove that the McLarens got past the Porsche. You see, because now it's a pit stop strategy. Now he can't be you couldn't get me on pure pace.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
I like
on
that
board with
strategy
that.
for Mitch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jeremy Washington, where is he? Back in 12th at the moment. behind Ryan Palmer. So Palmer went in and made his pit stop last time around. He's come out ahead of Washington. So keep an eye on that. Washington's only about a second back from Palmer at the moment, though. So just keep an eye on that timing tower.
Do you reckon Washington's pulled that mastermind off and he's going to jump out ahead of everybody else once they made the pit stops? That's going to be like Jeremy sitting there, biggest smile to his face because not only he's got the championship, but he's like, I've just out-strategized everybody. We don't know
well, yet. The fact of the matter so far, pit stops from entry to exit, about 46, 48 seconds for each of those pit stops.
What's the gap to leader, if you don't mind showing us on that timing tower as we're looking at this battle too? Not a place you want to be overtaking, gentlemen! Down into the cutting, of course.
Cheeky. That was cheeky.
Oh, I like cheeky. Cheeky's good. Let's go racing, of course. We're looking at the pictures there. Josh Harris, Dan the Man, and Reese Wakefield. And we know that Daniel and Reese, particularly these two, well, they're third and fourth in the championship.
Danny P, he's got the drive. There he goes.
Side by side down at Conrad, mate. You mentioned it. So here we go. I don't bite my nails, mate, but I'm going to be biting my nails halfway through this race. This is a cracker. 16 minutes down. We got plenty of time to go.
Wakefield's coming through as well.
Yet. You get the door banging, my friend. Don't worry about NASCAR. We got it right here on MC Motorsports. There's a bit of door banging happening here.
There absolutely is. Danny P pulling away now. Harris cannot respond. And in fact, he's heading to the pits.
Yeah, Josh Harris even out there in Chester, you can't pass there, so I know, and he's yielded.
Clearly.
He can pass me. Oh, Josh Harris looked like he slapped the fence too on the exit entry of the pit lane.
Nothing quite like a aggressive entry to the pits.
Daniel set the fastest lap on that lap. Daniel set the fastest lap, trying to keep Reese Wakefield not only behind him on track, but behind him in the championship. These two are. I hope you're buying each other Christmas cards there and not sending each other coal in your Christmas stocking. These two are just. They're never separated too far on the track. Same car, same pace, same driver mentality. Someone's going to win here between these two. Third and fourth. That's what they're battling for, really.
So let's take a look, as we were saying before all of that went down, at the gaps right now. So Danny P, our current on-track leader. Ryan Palmer, the first of the cars who's pitted, back in P8. The gap there, only 25 seconds. So right now, Danny P needs to find an extra 20 seconds or so to
20
seconds? 20 seconds he needs to find here.
To beat Jeremy.
To be able to pit and come out ahead of Palmer and Washington. That is a huge ask.
But hang on, isn't a pit stop going to cost you...
About 44, 45 seconds.
40. Wow, so silently in the background, without the cameras even pointing at him, Jeremy Washington's just been slicing his dicing through here, and he's going to come out ahead of all these drivers.
But still, Ryan Palmer has pitted and is ahead of Washington still. Ryan Palmer, the effective leader right now after pit stops. So take it back. Here he is. He's got to be careful though. That looks suspiciously like the Lance Strollmobile in front.
Oh no, it is. You won't believe it. Well. Last night with the blokes, just for fun, we went back to the F1 2020 game, and you wouldn't believe it. I got taken out by the AI Lance Stroll. So be careful, mate. Even though it's not really Lance Stroll, but anything livery or related to Lance Stroll, and I'll be absolutely sued by Aston Martin. I don't care anyway.
Whatever.
Nobody's going to disagree with me on Lance Stroll. Just
exactly right.
Be careful.
Exactly right.
Be careful. Please,
thankfully, there he goes. Jake off into the pits.
Jake rebelled. Now Jake is just doing it for fun as well, so probably unless he really is supporting Lance Stroll. And if
I suspect not somehow. So here we go, Palmer and Washington. Let's keep an eye on the gaps here. Washington's still a couple seconds back. Ryan Palmer holding his own.
I'm not kidding you, Jared. I'm not kidding you. I was playing the F1 game last night with some friends, right? And we were the only ones in the lobby because nobody plays F1 2020 anymore, right? You could join an open lobby and found all of us. Lance Stroll took me out. I was going straight on the straightaway. And he turned into me and took me out. I don't even know why. It's just, I was like, Lance Stroll took me out. And
so what you're saying is that F1 2020 may actually be the most realistic simulator ever created.
Thank you. You've got it.
After, of course, iRacing here. Now, I just want to point out, and it might be hard to catch, but if you look really closely, there's a SpongeBob helmet inside the car here of Ryan Palmer. We're going to take a look for that. We're going to take a look for that drain grate the next time around.
He'll be
as well.
fine, won't he? If he gets an impact into the fence there at 9 Gs, he got a bit of a sponge to absorb it.
Yeah, it's all about absorbing and just bringing
sponging
the
down. 10 G impact to the head. Skull.
Absolutely. Now, what's interesting to see, we've had this field so compressed for so long, but as the pit stops start to roll through, take a look at how these gaps are starting to open up from car to car. All of a sudden, the only real battle we've got on track right now is Scott Stevens. As everyone settles in, we're at the halfway point of the race now.
Remember, Scotty was the man that was super quick. Remember that?
Look, I want to go take a look at that battle, but you know what happened last time we went and had a look at Scott Stevens? First time we put him into the wall on Conrod, and the next time, okay, I put him into the roll.
Just to let everybody know that, spoiler alert, NDA alert, of course, I signed that contract to say it wasn't me. Just listen back in the broadcast. It was definitely Jared. Here we go. Jared, now it goes to Jared.
Please, Scotty. Hold it together. Hold it together. It's too pretty of a car to mess up.
It's true. It's a very pretty car.
He's got some amazing
We have Brian East and Dan Micro going to pit road. That's why you see the timing tower changing a little bit. They're passing in the pit road. But now, they're not. So look at this. Chasing up the hill. Let's see whether or not Scott Stevens is going to be bold and brave to... Joshua Van Trek, remember, also, these two were battling it out really for P1 and P2 in the qualifying. So we know they got pace.
Absolutely. So, keep an eye on this as we come up out of Quarry Corner. This is for you, Biggles, and for anyone who isn't familiar with this drain grate.
No, it is. Where is it?
So it's on the right-hand side of the track. So as we catch it, you can see a few of the drain grates as we come around. But the one in particular, just after this corner, left-hand side of your screen, just there next to the Etihad sign.
Right, I see it.
It's
the Jared grate.
It's something to watch. So many cars.
Why does someone get out there with like some high flow Viz paint there and there it is? So
because the racers know it's there, and depending on your car, it can actually help you with turning, but it can also turn you in far too much and put you sideways into a wall. So
those walls come out and bite you. In driver, you're like, I took the race control. That wall moved. I swear someone moved that barrier a little bit closer. Anyway, back to this one. Scott's livery is fantastic. It certainly is out there. As Dan the Man's leading from Reese Wakefield. That's been second, third and fourth in the championship all season long. Dean is in P3 there. Gordon Smith. There we go. Go mention the 92 Ferrari. 7 positions came in P4. But has he been to pit road just yet? Not quite sure. Ryan Palmer. Jeremy Washington. Ryan Palmer and Jeremy Washington have been down pit road, electing to go in early so that they can get that pit stop over and done with. And looking here right now with Jared.
Jeremy Washington, he's absolutely playing it safe here because there is no way that we'd usually see Mitch Curry catching him that quickly. And I'm not taking anything away from Mitch Curry as a driver here, let's be clear. But there's no way Washington's going to let Curry close up the gap that quickly if he's going full noise.
Are you saying that there's strategy at play here? Like
I'm saying that Washington wants to just make sure that he doesn't do anything silly that takes him out of the race here. Which, look, I mean, that's the.
If I was Mitch Curry, mate, I'd just absolutely doorbang him, turn him. That'll spoil it. That'll mix it all up because Mitch Curry would never do that. That's just me as a driver. That's why I'm not driving. I had my license suspended from esports driving a long time ago for turning drivers. Intentionally. Sorry, unintentionally. I mean intentionally, yes. So we'll keep it to the experts, mate.
Absolutely, we will. So we come on.
I'm like a 13-year-old kid getting on a racing sim for the first time, going, just smash him like you're playing GTA. No, don't do that, please.
No, none of that here. But at least these cars, we've said it before, they're far more cost-effective to fix when you do put them into wall than the real deal. Just a button press away.
Well, remember too, in the racing leagues, people have put in 8+ races, rounds. It's a serious racing league as well. So you don't get to have somebody just turn somebody, like, I'm talking, silly here, of course. It's entertainment purposes.
Absolutely.
I would never do that in real life. I wouldn't be here if I did. They'd kick me out of the league in a heartbeat. But they would kick anybody out of the league trying to do silly stuff, because these drivers are committed 8 rounds so far to get here. And on top of it, this is, they're putting coin into this. There's sponsors. Everybody's involved in this. There's a lot of work. And we know that talked up. We'll listen to Mitch Curry later on how much work's behind the scene. They have to deal with everything week in, week out. There's a lot of preparation goes into this. So, it is very professional, and everybody's here to have fun, but they're also here to win. There's prizes, all sorts of jazz. So good on them. And then we're here to support them 100%, aren't we, Joe? Let's go.
We absolutely are, and it's been a fantastic season to have you in the comms booth alongside me. Now, this right here, as Curry goes through on Washington, this tells me Washington's taking it easy here. There is no way that all 3 of these cars catch up to Jeremy Washington that quickly. And again, I don't want to take anything away from Curry Van Treek or Scott Stevens. They've all shown their pace, but there is no way Washington allows full seconds in a lap to be taken off him when he's at full noise. I mean, it's entirely possible that he's just not a fan of Bathurst. And I get that. It's a scary
I think he said
track.
that last time, actually. I think he said he wasn't. But then, we don't take every driver's word for granted, as much as we do love the drivers.
Well, a bit of psychological games.
It's always psychological games. Yeah, they always go, I hate that track. It's like, Lewis Hamilton used to all the time, like going, guys, my tires are going off, and then he starts setting fastest laps. We just don't know to take what for granted or what it's not. And drivers are entertainers as well too. They can spin us around a little bit. That's fine. Play my games.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I think Jeremy is playing it safe. He doesn't have to play it safe right now. Jeremy is the MC Motorsport GT3 World Champion. So he can go for gold here and just, do Jeremy Washington things and just beat everybody.
Stevens.
He's trying right now with Scott Stevens. Go ahead.
Putting it through, and he's gone past on Jeremy Washington. So, yeah, Washington, he's definitely
Did you just hear us now, Jeremy? Yeah, now he's getting the job done. But Jeremy would you'd imagine on all drivers, I feel, at the end of the day there, Jared, like if you're going to win the championship, you win it by winning the race. It's just like, it's the extra icing on the cake, isn't it? You want to look good. And 100%. I'm sure Jeremy tried. I'm sure Jeremy did want to do that, but we'll see. It's not over yet, but we still have 10 minutes to go. But Dan the Man going to be secure himself second in the championship for sure. I'd say in the lead.
So this battle pack here, the battle for 5th, Mitch Curry holding off Van Treek and Stevens for the moment. Jeremy Washington just happy to drop off the back at the moment. Jackson Starrett has crashed.
Oh, Jackson.
End of Conrod.
He was the fastest laps too. He was super quick here for the 555 machine. This is a maybe got nose chopped off a little bit. And yes,
just
contact.
Couldn't stop it under brakes there. So big contact.
Did, unfortunately, at the expense of the other driver, and turned him as well. Yeah. He's why did he tow? Oh no.
No, that's just the iRacing.
Thank you, Jackson, because it's been running so much in Queensland, mate. I appreciate you chewing the grass to mow my lawns. I'm sure. Jared, do you want your lawns mowed as well too, mate? I'm pretty sure you've had some rain in Queensland.
Got out there yesterday and took care of that, so no need for Jackson Starrett to drop by my place. Mitch Curry, though, has now he's gotten past Jeremy Washington, has decided to just open it up a little bit and let the Porsche sing a little. And he's starting to open up the gap almost as...
Porsche. Oh, sorry. I'm getting a little excited.
Almost a second on Joshua Van Treek.
I'll be back from board break, mate.
Look, I'm sure they'll come knocking any day now, my friend.
I've been there. I've done that.
But until then...
I've been and done. All right, let's go. Scott Stevens.
Oh, look, nothing wrong with going back again. Absolutely.
No. I didn't get the Grammy, so I'm not going back.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Not the Grammy, of course. We all know the award that we win. Anyway. Oh, Dan's in the pit road. Here we go. So this is interesting. Dane is in pit road.
Yeah, they all come.
Reese Wakefield
The first three.
is what Jeremy Washington got what he had. Scott Stevens got what they had in pit road. In fact,
here's
it's
Ryan Palmer.
It's Ryan Palmer.
Here's
in the
Ryan
lead of this
Palmer.
race.
250 metres back now until he passes.
Which he will.
Oh,
They're coming in pit road right now.
Here comes Danny P.
Let's see.
Look at this shot.
Corner.
Danny P out of the pits, cold tyres. He is on it, but Palmer has the run side by side. Does it get any better than that?
Final race of the season here at the MC Motorsport GT3 Championship. Side by side, pit stops done and dusted. Ryan Palmer ahead of Daniel, the man. And Daniel's going to weave and wave everywhere along there trying to get temperature in his tyres. Ryan Palmer in the lead. Further down the road, Mitch Curry. This is all panning out to where it is right now. 10 minutes remaining in this race for the final time this season.
And this is the thing. Palmer, he's going to be lighter on fuel. Although Danny P should have about the same amount there. Just a small iRacing glitch there. Don't mind me. And Danny P, though, fresh tyres, I imagine. But they're going to have to come up to temp before he can really battle with Palmer. So this is Palmer's opportunity to try and put a bit of distance in before Poulton gets a bit of grip under him. So what can he do?
Everything. Well, I don't know. I mean, we all know what they're about. I mean, drivers do know, but we don't know. 10 minutes remaining in this race. It's as exciting as it has started the season with. We've gone a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, and that certainly will. Don't rock and roll into the fence, my friend. I tell you what, ACDC right now, I'm going to call him up right now. I'm going to go, hey, this is Bathurst, my friend. Ryan Palmer in the lead. It's a McLaren 1, McLaren 2, Porsche 3, Ferrari 4, and Porsche 5. That's Scott Stevens, the pole setter. He's back up at a P5. Good on him.
So we'll keep an eye on this. Danny P's got some work to do. We've got a question in the chat. Reese Wakefield, where is he? Sitting back in P9 right now. That's, we've got to think about some points difference there, but it doesn't look like he's going to be.
Jared's already done his mathematics to his school kids, to his children, of course, before they go to bed. Study your math. He's like, I don't want to do any more tonight. I got to broadcast a race. So we'll figure it out. Trust me.
It's pretty simple at this point. Danny P.
It's simple, yes.
If perhaps
wrong simple.
he had swapped, if perhaps he had swapped positions right now with Reese Wakefield, maybe Reese would have a shot at P2 for the championship. But as it stands at this point, yeah, Daniel Poulton looking very comfortable in P2 for the championship. Meanwhile, just behind these guys, Van Treek now starting to put a little bit of pressure on Mitch Curry in that Porsche.
Yep, go ahead, my friend.
No, mate,
Josh Van Treek is not even really, I mean, he's down. He's 7th in the championship. He could do a little bit to Jackson Starrett, Sideways Esports. Mitchell Curry, a little bit further up the road from him. That's going to be the overall standings for the whole 8-race season. So we'll see how that pans out for them. They're doing the inter-driver battle.
Is that a little tap on the wall there from the Porsche?
Oh, no,
is that Porsche trying to kill him again?
No, the wall tapped him. Sorry.
I see. Yeah. I see. I stand corrected.
That's what I heard over the driver radio from the team. The wall's on report, apparently. The wall might get a 10-second penalty.
Not sure it's going to make much difference. They still haven't completed a single lap. That wall's been sitting there the whole time. As Van Treek gets into the slipstream, we know this Ferrari likes to tuck in behind and pick up some pace.
Yeah, but we also, like, Curry does not like to yield a position, so...
Yeah,
which one's going to yield first, mate?
Big look up the inside, and it looks like Van Treek got the pace, but Curry's going to defend hard.
Last late breakers, Curry!
It's not enough, Van Treek.
Get the power!
Squeezes the Ferrari through.
Yeah. I think Curry was giving everything on that one, mate. Just couldn't get the that's the Porsche not getting the exit spout. And in fact, this is going to be interesting now because he has the Porsche behind him, but we'll go back to these pictures. Yes.
Look at that late braking. Josh Harris. Dean Power thought he had him there, but Harris again. These ADHD McLarens, geez, they go deep under brakes, don't they?
You're a driver, mate. Yeah, I don't lift So I never used a brake pedal in my life. I just fully gas it.
Have a look at the side-by-side action here. Dean Powell not giving Harris a single bit of room to move over.
Door him! Come on, door him!
Starts to open up and try and get the line there.
This isn't NASCAR. You have some space.
Out into the marbles. He's managed to hold the Mustang
together. They're not affected yet, mate, are they? Because
are they going to end up side by side into the cutting here?
Yes, they will, Jared.
Harris makes a smart move. Oh, I was concerned there. I wasn't looking forward to a safety car tonight, and I'd like to keep it that way if I can.
I want to keep every driver at home and safe in the arms of their family members by the end of the race.
Don't do that by going side by side through the cutting.
No, you wouldn't, would you?
Jumping up front, Van Treek continues to hold off Mitch Curry. Scott Stevens just lurking in the background, as is our championship leader.
Don't encourage me out there. There's no door banging. Okay, these drivers are good. This is the MC Motorsport. This is not NASCAR, all right? These drivers don't door each other to get a race win. They legitimately get it done on track. Sorry, Jared.
Most of the time. Most of the time. Hey, take a look at this battle a little further back. Brian East, Jake Robiard, and Luke Hayden.
Oh, okay. He's got a livery of Lance Stroll. I can't focus.
Not to mention the Heinz Beans just behind. And then the slightly slow racing entry, the BMW, as always.
You know you want to look,
out.
but you can't look, but you want to look, so just look anyway. It's going to happen. Focus your eyes on this.
Down they go again. Now, Reese Wakefield, just keep an eye on him. He's making
people's lives.
He's making a bit of a move up through the field as well. Yeah,
he's going to have power coming hard. Corner here. Let's have a look.
It's a good call out from Mango Energy in the chat. Reese Wakefield, we said he was a bit further back, and look, he's probably not going to be threatening for. Well, we know he's not going to be threatening, barring something massive.
I love the bumps that they scan there. You got to understand how good iRacing did this. There's the bumps there. You could just go, AI will go, just make it smooth. No, this makes a difference because it actually lifts the car a little bit. You might lose 1,000 RPM. And that's a big difference between climbing up a hill. I know you've been in a car before and you just have to downshift because you don't have a rev to climb the hill. That's exactly what happens right now, but you're in a GT3 car battling for a championship.
100%. And I think we've spoken about this before. The Le Mans track in particular on iRacing is so well recreated that you will actually see drivers taking the middle of the straight intentionally, because the Le Mans straight has an ever so subtle high point in the middle of that straight, which gives you just a little bit lower to the ground and so a little bit more speed. It's pretty insane.
I'll give you that one, Jared, but I have to go back to the 90s, probably the late 90s, when the F1 game would actually go Monaco. Yeah, well, in Monaco, in F1 game would go Monaco, and everybody remembers in Monte Carlo, out of the exit, I think at the top of the hill, you have to swing right because you've got the big bump on the exit to the left. Now, everybody's known that. That's happened for years. They've had that game since F1 simulators have existed, so... Sorry, racing. You might get some bumps once in a while, but they've done it.
Look, I'm not saying that other games haven't done it. It's just very few do it as well.
No, it's good. No, I know.
As iRacing.
Yeah, iRacing's doing it right now, like perfectly, which is great. Same as Gen at Monaco anyway. So come on, iRacing, get with the program. Anyway.
Now,
not that you'd ever want to race in GT3.
No, I wouldn't, because you'd never turn the corner. You just
exactly.
wouldn't. There's the white flag. So this is the last lap. So we've got Ryan Palmer out in front. Danny P starting to close that gap down. He's only half a second out now. We're going to stay with this battle for 7th.
Ryan Palmer, Danny P, this is it. And then behind him, Joshua, JBT. Battle for the final race of the season. We do know Jeremy Washington, P6, has wrapped it up. But we don't know what's going to happen for P2, P3, P4, and P5 in the championship there, Jared.
No, just been no sooner as Mango Energy noted the gap closing. I was just watching that on our stats here. God, I can't even think of the word tonight. Been too busy watching these cars. Danny P has found an extra gear here, and look at him coming at Palmer.
Right above him. Right on board with Danny P. Let's see if he's got everything out of the elbow he needs. He doesn't have any more time. This is it. The final time, the final corner, the final race of the final season. And can he get the exit? A little bit of a tap at the fence. Both the drivers making mistakes here. But can Danny P get on the loud pedal? The 70 machine. Down Conrad Straight. This is it. Over to you, Jared.
The gap's coming down.
5 more corners at best to get the job done.
Coming down 2/10. Is he going to get close enough to have a dive at the end of Conrad Straight? That's the question. Down to 2/10, just inside. Big defensive move from Ryan Palmer.
Yep.
It's not going to be enough, is it?
It'll compromise the exit speed, but there's only one corner now. Can he be ascending on the inside there? I'm pretty sure.
Not.
No,
Surely
there's nowhere
not.
to go. Nowhere to go.
Oh,
You'd have
so
to turn
close.
him, but he won't turn him. Job done, Ryan Palmer. Well done. You won Bathurst.
There it is. A fantastic win. Ryan Palmer just barely holding off Danny P. What an effort. Joshua Van Treek, Mitch Curry behind. And then Scott Stevens coming through. Jeremy Washington. Now, what happened to Reese Wakefield? Still in there with that group. So he's hung in there. Wow. That finish was a lot closer than I expected, despite how close together those two were coming out of the pits.
Yeah, I have to give it to Daniel. He gave it everything he had. But, I mean, aside from doing what I would do stupidly by turning a driver, he didn't. And he actually had to lift off a little bit there. He had the exit speed, but he didn't have the pass. He's not a Formula 1 driver. Formula 1 driver would have turned somebody. I honestly think if that was Max Verstappen, he would have turned you. But
yeah,
thankfully,
probably.
these drivers are not Max Verstappen, and these drivers are the MC Motorsports, and they have gentleman-like respect for each other. Ryan Palmer, solid job there for the ATHD racing team there. And gets the job done from Dan the Man. But we all know the ultimate champion, and we'll speak to him probably soon, or at least, I don't know, Jeremy, you want to jump up and speak to us, please do. He finishes in P6, but he won the championship. But Ryan Palmer won
fantastic
the race.
Season. Absolutely.
Good job there, Ryan Palmer.
taking the win.
Look out for Ryan Palmer. We kind of said that's your long shot pick for the championship, right? But, hey, he didn't win a championship, but we won the race.
Yeah, look, he didn't, but what a showing. For a final race of the season. Palmer will be stoked with that one. A win for ADHD. Danny P just behind by half a second in the end. And Joshua Van Treek from Pace Syndicate wrapping up third. Mitch Curry in fourth. And then, of course, Scott Stevens in fifth. Jeremy Washington from Private Ear Racing in sixth place takes out the championship and collects the trophy. A bit of a nudge from the ADHD to Claren.
You got beef! We got beef! I'm going to fire at the barbecue, mate. I didn't realise we were going to throw some brew on the barbie. No, we didn't.
Just a bit of friendly banter between teammates, I'm sure. And these guys just having a little cuddle on the way down Conrad Straight by the look of things. Mate, what an absolute blinder of a finish. We'll take a look a little bit further back through those.
We had the drivers too for an interview, so please do not go anywhere. As you mentioned, we'll go through the grid. But I believe we've all rattled them up there, Jared. Like, you know,
we do. Let's start off, of course, with tonight's winner, Ryan Palmer from ADHD. How are you, my friend? Have we got Ryan?
Ryan, you dump truck, Ryan? Ryan, here you go, Ryan.
There he is.
No,
mate.
You won Bathurst, Ryan!
I did.
You must be stoked, mate.
Mate, that race is insane. Those boys are ripping lap times at the front there, but the start of that race was pretty hectic. Obviously, Lee kind of shunted me off into the sand there on the exit of the chase, and then got stuck in that, and I thought I got the overall pace. We'll just try for a bit of an undercut. So followed Jeremy in. He said over the chat that he was carrying 40 seconds of damage. That's why he didn't really fight anyone. So qualifying laps for 35 minutes, and safe to say I'm pretty buggered after that one.
I can imagine, mate. Now, can we get some just a little bit of confirmation? There's a bit of speculation in the chat that perhaps that wasn't a friendly nudge so much as it was that you'd run out of fuel coming down Conrad there, and that's why you needed the push back to the start line. Can you confirm that for us?
I had 0.2 litres of fuel left going over the top on the in lap, so jumped on the turned the car off, tried to roll down the bottom, and then Josh thought, we'll just push him down. I tried to do some burnouts down the bottom, like you probably saw, and yeah, the car just decided, no, I've had enough. That's done. Time to go home. So,
What, about 5 minutes before the line? Wow.
No. I had enough fuel. I think I finished with about, I think it was about 1.3 liters. So yeah, it was definitely close, but yeah, maximum push that was. But yeah, that's probably my best race of the season. So yeah, it was good. Stayed out of trouble and got the undercut done, and yeah, paid off. But me and Danny P for those last probably 3-4 laps, he said to me, he goes, "I was fuel saving," and then those last two were both of us, our fastest laps of the race. So yeah, we were pretty stoked for that one. First win
rule
for
of
ADHD boys too. So
yeah, well, ADHD, great job there. First rule of a racing club is don't talk to your enemy during a race, and second rule is finish ahead of them, which is what you did. Going into, so we don't quite sure where you're gonna pan out. We'll talk to Mitch Curry, of course, at the end of this one. He'll be able to wrap it all up to where you gentlemen have finished here in this fantastic GT3 Championship. But overall, my friend, this is good. You've won Bathurst, the big one, right? The big one.
yeah.
Going into the next championship, I mean, is Ryan Palmer going to be the name on everybody's hit list? Like, all right, well, let's see if we can beat them. Of course. We'll talk to our championship leader on that one. But, Jeremy Washington's probably like, okay, that's the first person I'm going to write on my list. I want to take out this person. No, go ahead, my friend. The floor is yours.
No, hopefully come season 3 for GTs, we should be pretty good. But in the meantime, we've obviously got the V8 series. But no, if I stayed out of trouble, I had a pretty decent race. Obviously, go back to Daytona, I was sitting probably top 4, top 5 there, and I think I spun my own teammate and Josh going through turn 1, so I got a drive through for that, which dropped me down the back of the field. So that wasn't my finest moment, but no, GTs are fun. I'm having a good time racing here. But yeah, no, Danny P was quick and he had me on my toes. But the old Ryan Palmer way, make the car as wide as I can, and yeah, it paid off. So.
You didn't make it too Lance Stroll wide, which was even better. So I appreciate about that one there. Jared, over to you before I get in trouble.
No, mate, look, we will wrap that up with you, Ryan, and let you go and celebrate once again, of course. But, mate, fantastic drive. Always good to see one of the ADHD entries up there. We have plenty of banter in the Discord, of course, and in the commentary booth about those liveries. But you guys do come to race, and you do manage to pull out something just a little bit special every time around. So good to see you finishing up front for the final race of the season. Well bloody earned. Ryan Palmer, congratulations.
No, cheers, boys. That was good. Yeah, I absolutely love this place. Probably my strongest track ever. So yeah, it's good to get a win there. But no, cheers for the boys there. Congrats to Jeremy for getting the championship and the rest of them. Danny P for the podium. And thank you boys for all the hard work you've done this season. It's been pretty good. But yeah, have a good night. But yeah, cheers for that.
Bathurst Snugs. Bathurst Snagging and Snags. All right, Ryan Palmer. All right, so we'll head down to the number 16 McLaren tent after this race, please. Ryan Palmer's firing out the barbecue. And who's firing out the barbecue next there, Jared?
Well, speaking of championship winners, none other than our friend Jeremy Washington. How are you, my friend? You're doing well.
I'm very well, thank you, Jared.
Mate, that season was something else for you. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, I came into it, I didn't really have any expectations of being super competitive. Yeah, just sort of kicked off pretty well, got a couple of podiums, and pretty early on sort of noticed that, 1 week it'd be like Danny P would be sort of up there, and the next week it'd be, Reese, and then Scott, and, even Ryan at the end there. It was always someone different up the front, and it just enabled me to sort of pick up enough points to get there, even if I wasn't the fastest most of the time.
And consistency is what it takes, after all. As we watch a bit of a replay of the cool down lap and cars going everywhere at Hell Corner, unsurprisingly, mate. Of all the races this season, take us back. Which was your favourite? Which has been your favourite track and your favourite bit of racing here with MC Motorsport?
I think the Enduros were the most enjoyable, and I was lucky to win both of those. They were, I think Spring was probably the the strongest weekend for me. You know, my only pole of the year, I think. Yeah, it didn't go all my way. There was a safety car that was poorly timed, but managed to fight my way through. And it's a tough little track where you can easily make a mistake. So I was really happy to win that one.
There you go. It is a tough track, Sebring, but yeah, certainly the Enduro's brought a taste of something different this season, and no denying your performance there was absolutely phenomenal. And it's been so consistent right throughout. So a very well-deserved championship win. We were pretty sure you had it wrapped up, the last round as we crunched the numbers.
It's still an exciting track to do it at, though, because you can just put it in the fence really easily. And even that last race, I think I still needed to finish and pick up a couple of points just in case Daniel did win the race.
Just in case, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was pretty much every time someone had a bit of a look up the inside, I was just like, yep, after you, sir. Go through. Have a good day.
We certainly did take note of a more conservative Jeremy Washington Corvette than we're usually used to in that second race.
Yeah, with the walls that close, I wasn't really, I didn't want to win a stupid prize on the second last lap, you know.
It would have been a pretty painful way to give away a championship, I'm sure, mate. So, look, well driven as always, and looking forward to seeing you back again. Are you planning to dip your toe into the water of Gen 3 supercars in the next season?
Yes, I'll be taking part in that, and I think the WSS, the sports car series as well. I'm looking forward to that, and then hopefully be back for season 3 of the GT3s, and look forward to trying to defend this this crown. I think there's always quick drivers coming in, and obviously seeing even tonight, Ryan and Daniel and Reese are super quick, so I think they'll be up for it next season as well.
Jeremy.
Yeah,
well, no, you go ahead. I'm going to drill Jeremy. Okay, he's not over yet. This interview.
No, go for it. Biggles, over to you. I can't.
Sorry, go ahead. You want to ask the last questions? Because I got beef. I got beef, Jeremy.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
Beef. Well, Jeremy, you've lost only to one. I mean, aside from this last race, you've lost to one other driver this season. Who was it? One other driver. You've lost a race to in the feature race.
I've lost plenty of the races, I think.
Alright, it's fine.
I think I only got 3 wins over the whole. We had 14 races, only got 3 wins, so everyone was spreading them around really well. But unless I'm missing some joke here that I should.
No, there is no joke. I'm just messing with you at the moment, mate.
Okay, fair enough.
Now you're leading the championship. Of course, you've led the championship most of the way along there. So I mean, just between you, man. Seriously, who do you think is the one that could have stolen away from you this season? You won the championship. You're the legend. You are a legend, mate. Who's been your between you and me? Just whisper at me about who's done it. Who's the one that you're scared the most of?
It was definitely Daniel, and there were times heading into the second half of the season where other people, if they pass me, that's fine, but I would try and make it extra hard on him. So definitely Danny P was the one I was keeping an eye on out for, and obviously he's got that purple livery, so it's easy to see him as well in the mirror.
Stands out. Yep.
Thank you, mate. That's all I want to know. Yeah, good on you. Congratulations, mate. You've done a great thing for the sport, and you're a legend, Jeremy, and looking forward to you. Private ear, I just got that towards the end there. So you just tricked me the whole time. I'm gonna murder you online later on, my friend, for that. Jeremy Washington, any huge thanks you want to give to everybody along the line that supported your fantastic season here?
I think
8 races, you've just annihilated the opponents. Just what is the secret to your success? I don't know. Don't tell them.
Well, I can't tell everyone that, but no, I'd say a big thanks, obviously, to Mitch for setting up the league and the admin team, running everything in the background. The stewards team have been, have to put up with a lot of angry drivers all year and still keep doing it. So they've been great, and obviously fellow drivers have been mostly pretty fun to battle, and it's also been really good to listen to you two as well.
There you go. I'll take that, and we'll not give you a chance to take it back. Mr. Washington, congratulations on a championship win. Enjoy the well-earned #1 race number next time GT3s roll around, and we will chat to you again, I'm sure, in the not-too-distant future.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Jeremy Washington, your championship winner for Season 2 of the GT3s here with MC Motorsport. And, of course, the last word couldn't go to anyone else other than the boss man himself. Mitch Curry joins us in the comms booth.
It'd have to
Man
be,
behind
wouldn't it,
MC.
boys? It'd have to finish with me, wouldn't it?
It'd
How are
have
you,
to
lad?
be. Doing well. How are you, sir? End of
Good,
the
mate.
season.
Good. Yeah, it's always fun getting around Bathurst with these boys, especially in a GT3 car. The porker wasn't kind to me on the straights, but what do you do, I suppose?
Look, I'm just happy it was kinder to you in the corners than
Door
they're
him.
known to be.
Mate, I thought I had that Porsche under control, I'll be honest, but no, it's bitten me in the backside a few times this season, which is unfortunate. But I've definitely got pace in it. It's just a matter of trying to extract it, but I seem to extract it into the wall, which isn't great when you want to chase those top 3 results and some good championship points.
Chasing the skirt, mate, into the wall, Mitch. I told you about that, mate. It's the wrong skirt, right? The concrete skirt doesn't work, Mitch.
Absolutely,
Right.
mate. No, it's mate. Both of them are going to buy you eventually, so take your pick.
100%.
Mitch, mate, a
Now-
long season. You got a lot to talk about. Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to hear. Look, we know it's been a great season of GT3s, but with that coming to a close, of course, we'd love to chat to you about what's to come for MC Motorsport, because it's shaping up to be a very, very big 2025 for the league, isn't it?
It's looking to be pretty big, boys. We've obviously got the MC V8 series coming out now with the release of Gen 3s on iRacing itself only a few days ago now, which we're always going to be a massively popular car choice. So we've had the entries open for that for I think about a week now, and we have 80 entries already, and that confirmed entries, I will say, as well. So we're looking
That's
at
massive.
doing. Oh, it's huge. It's crazy, which we knew was going to happen from the get-go with being an Aussie league and having an Aussie car. Not an Aussie car, but you know what I'm saying, Aussie series, I should say. But at the same time, we've brought out a few different little changes for the MC V8. So there's going to be split lobbies, there's going to be gold and silver, there's going to be pre-qualifying for it. It's basically going to be split up into your top 40, top 50, your bottom 50, bottom 40, however many drivers are actually going to jump into some pre-quali. But the V8s are definitely a big thing on our calendar coming up. We also have some pro trucks on a Thursday night starting on the 16th of January. So for people that aren't aware of them, we have the pro trucks, the Pro 2 and the Pro 4, so the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive, which is a bit of a mixture of tarmac road driving with a mixture of some little rallycross sort of stuff thrown in there as well, which is going to be an absolute riot to drive, I reckon. With that as well, we've got some endurance stuff on Sundays. We've got the Nürburgring Endurance Series, which is our, how do I say it, unofficial rip-off of the real-life NLS. So we're going to be running that every month, starting on the 12th of January on a Sunday. And then we're going to be running the WSS as well, which is the World Sports Car Series. So that'll be your GTPs, LMP2s and GT3s over 4 hours, over 10 rounds around the world as well on a Sunday, once a month. So we have absolutely heaps lined up, and that hasn't even mentioned the second quarter of 2025.
Well, hang on, take a breath, mate. Let's recap one thing.
Mate, we have some things going on. I've been working hard in the background, which I tell you
mate.
what, my missus will attest to. She has been hating me on Discord.
Hey, a big shout out to the Mrs. Curry out there going, I've told you, you're doing too much work here, mate. Hey, behind every great man that says putting on this league is an even greater woman putting on this stuff.
1,000,000%, mate. Could not agree more. No, she does want to put up with me full stop, let alone dealing with the Discord stuff. So, no, she's worth a wait.
Good on her. Hey, big shout out to all the ladies out there, of course, all the women that are putting up all the hubbies and the partners, and they're sitting there with the rigs and hours, and they forgot to take the trash out, forgot to do this, they put the kids to bed. Come on.
Yep.
Good on you, mate. Go ahead.
Spot on, boys.
So I will call out for you, Mitch Curry.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, look, you're being called out. You've forgotten a very, very important series coming up. The BMW M2.
Hey, I only
It's a
said the
draw
first
card.
quarter. I only said the first quarter, mate.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Mate, it's
I
a
will
massive
say,
season.
though, we have done a little bit of testing in that car already, and now that is Ryan's baby, the BMW M2 series. So Ryan Palmer, who's another part of the admin team, for MC Motorsport.
He's been racing, mate. Ryan Palmer finished, yeah. Okay, go ahead, mate.
Mate, we won't talk about that ADHD livery finishing first at Bathurst. He spends far too much time there as it is. So, no, congratulations to Ryan. Absolutely, he well deserves that win. He's
that's right. Ryan
massive competitor.
Yeah. Sorry, Ryan.
Been a massive competitor all year. He's had some bad luck. Couple of little things went the wrong way, but no, he bounced back well. But coming back to the BMW M2 series, now that's Ryan's baby. That thing, he's been looking forward to that ever since it was announced. Sorry, and we got the chance to drive it the other day, and they are an absolute ball to drive, boys. They're on the limit the whole way. They're not super fast, but
Mitch, are they better than a Porsche? Come on, tell us all. Just whisper it.
They feel like the Porsche, mate. They feel like the Porsche. The back end likes to step out a bit, but no. Look, put it this way. I drove the Acura NSX the other day, and I think the Porsche might be getting put back in the rack for GT3 Season 3.
Whoa! We got beef.
Look out.
Look
Yeah,
out.
Jared, we got beef segment. We're going to turn this into an Aussie steakhouse here for the MC Motorsports. Wow.
We'll deal with that one a little
You
later
got a good
on,
barbecue
I suspect.
there, Mitch, mate? 'Cause we come over to your place, man. We're going to fire up some beef there on that
I was
barbecue.
going to say, from what I heard in the stream and all year, I don't think Jared's a very big Porsche fan, is he?
No, look,
Jared?
I'm just well aware that they have their limitations, and their limitation seems to be staying on a track. So, yeah, look, they've
Jared,
got a certain
remember-
reputation.
This is your job up.
Funnily
No,
enough,
look,
the
it's-
only win that I have in the Porsche was in the wet at Winton, so I don't know if that says anything. But
There's no Winton here, my friend, in the championship. You got Red Bull Circuit of Barcelona, Sebring,
I didn't
Spa,
mention this
Daytona.
season, though. I didn't mention this season.
Oh.
I meant last season. It didn't help it. It didn't help it.
I don't
Everyone
go far
fell
back
off in
as
front of me.
this year, mate. Sorry, but hey, what's been your well, obviously, Mitch, you put on a fantastic league, and of course, everybody can sign up. Let everybody know how to sign up for the new season, what they need to do, what they need to practice, and not marbles on the track, because that's pretty new, as we're all aware of there, Mitch. But who can beat Jeremy Washington? Ask that question as well too. But Mitch, yeah, there's a lot of things to ask of how to be a part of your fantastic league, and we've been speaking about this too in the broadcast as well too, mate, because I would have adored everybody and turned them, but you guys don't do that because you're gentlemen racers. And what's the key to that, and how do people be a part of it? Apart from just sitting, being quick and joining, you have to also be a gentleman, right? How do
Absolutely. That's the biggest thing we look for in MC is if you can drive, we don't care how fast you are. You can be Max Verstappen pace, you can be and I say
he
that
turns people too, mate. I've broadcasted him.
I was going to say you can be Max Verstappen pace, or I say this in jest, you can be Lance Stroll pace as well. But at the same time, no, the best way to join us is to jump on Facebook, chase up the socials, look up MC Motorsport. We've got our Discord. Jump on the Discord. It'll walk
How do
us
they
through.
answer you? So they jump on your Facebook, right? Just let everybody know. Find the Facebook. Ban the Facebook page. Can they text you from you have your Discord link on the Facebook, right? So they can go, join the, and trust me, I still have people ask me today, what is Discord? I'm like, just download it and we'll try to teach you through the rest of it. Like teaching your 80-year-old father how to use Facebook for the first time. It's the same thing. So let them know. So go to the Facebook first, get the link to Discord, right? And then from there, it's a pretty, given.
Yeah, if you haven't got Discord downloaded already, or if you're not familiar with it, you just jump on, download the app, sign up, then sign in, and then it'll
Click
give you
on
the
your
invite
thing,
will
and
pop
they
straight
get
up
there.
saying
Right,
you've been invited to MC Motorsport. You'll
Follow
jump
the links,
straight
right,
in.
to accept the terms and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah, so we've got an onboarding process that walks you through basically every little step to join the Discord, what to do, how to do it. You won't be able to see anything or do anything until you follow those steps. So once you follow those,
say you're not going to swear at Mitch Curry and call him this and that, and
pretty much. It's along those lines, mate. Yeah, no, it's more along the lines of, hey, welcome, so on and so forth. This is what we do here. We need you to, check out the rulebook and sporting code. Make sure you do this, do that, and
you don't have to be a driver, right? You can just hang out for your friends and family and anything.
Absolutely, jump in if you want to jump in and see what it's about. Jump in, absolutely, yeah. Like you can jump on the socials. The MC Motorsport Facebook page is probably the easiest place to go. If not,
All right. Shout it out, mate. Shout it out. How do we get
MC
that?
Motorsport on Facebook, guys. Jump on there.
So Facebook, just search in Facebook at MC Motorsport.
That's it.
All right. And then go Jared sent me because he broke my GoPro camera and Mitch is unhappy. You don't have to say that.
I was going to say, you've been cranky about that since Road Atlanta, mate. So
I know, but
Look, I've been putting it in more and more precarious positions as the season's continued, and I'm grateful it has, because it's ended up with some amazing shots throughout this season. Now, Mitch, we've got a link to the Discord, of course, in the description for tonight's stream and any of our other videos. So there's always a direct link just down below if you're looking for it. Next season kicks off January 6th, I believe. We're heading to Melbourne.
January 6th, yes, we'll be heading to Phillip Island for the Gen 3 Supercars of round 1.
Phillip Island, yes!
Yeah, we're heading
Eagles
to
is a bit
PI.
of a fan. He's a bit of a fan.
Mate, I couldn't tell. I wasn't sure.
It's
that
a-
reaction,
it's
mate,
a-
I had no idea. So,
Nobody goes to
heavily-
Phillip Island apart from real races. Good on you. At least to
It's a
know
heavily
Mitch.
Australian,
Go ahead. I don't want to get
it's a
myself
heavily-
shot, Jared.
It's a heavily Australian season setup as well. Like if you take a look through the calendar, for those who aren't in the Discord, we've got Phillip Island up first. We go round 2.
Can you throw it up there, Jared, at all?
I don't have it. I don't have it to put up. I'm sorry, but let me run through for our viewers at home. Phillip Island and Winton. We head overseas to Long Beach for a quick little American excursion, but then to Oran Park, back over to Belle Isle. Then a couple of enduros. The Sandown 200 and Bathurst 400 wraps up the series with the Chicago in the middle. Chicago street course, back to the US again.
Oh, I'm doing that this weekend.
Mate, it is a packed calendar across just
Mitch, what
8
gives
rounds.
you this calendar?
Very fair. Very
Why
fair.
not? So we had the conversation. We wanted to use every Australian track. You know, obviously V8 supercars are very, what's the word I'm after? Meaningful to a lot of Australian motorsport, supporters and stuff like that. It was always the Holden versus
True Blue.
Ford.
Holden
Exactly
versus
right,
Ford.
I've been to the Bathurst 1000 a few times. I've been to the 12 hour for GT3s. I've been to a lot of V8 supercars events, especially Phillip Island as well. Been down there, so it's a great spot to watch from. But
You can't lead you out of the home, can you, Mitch? Go ahead.
we also thought, righto, let's throw a couple of street races in there as well, which come from a couple of the boys in the admin. We thought, righto, SVG through the NASCAR around Chicago, so let's throw that in there as a bit of a surprise.
Righto
Here we
for
go.
the American people means right on. Go ahead. Sorry, I have to translate, mate. Go ahead, mate.
You'll be translating me all night, mate. I'll speak very, very Australian.
Australian
So it's
means
a-
speaking Australian. Go ahead. Go on,
So
man.
the
Just keep talking. They
packed
know what
calendar.
you're talking about.
Packed calendar.
No,
We've got to, of course, think about how we make sure that this all goes smoothly. So the plan at the moment, as I understand it, with that number of entries, we've got two splits lined up for the Gen 3s. So we'll have a gold and silver split, I believe you were saying earlier.
Yeah, so instead of having like a pro and a pro-am sort of thing, it's just a different name. It's literally gold and silver. So we have pre-qualifying, which is compulsory for all entrants in the MC V8 Supercar Series, I should say. That'll be held over 3 4 to 6 hour lobbies, I should say. All drivers will have to complete 6 consecutive driving laps at full pace. What we'll do is we'll get all the results from everyone that's entered over across those three qualifying series. We'll grab all their laps, we'll average them out, and then their average lap time will be whacked in a spreadsheet. We'll go through it from top to bottom, from fastest to slowest, and we're going to cut it straight in the middle, and that'll be top lobby, and that'll be not bottom lobby, but it'll be gold and silver lobby.
Yeah, gold and silver.
It'll
I
be
like
one
it.
lobby and it'll be other lobby. Good stuff.
Pretty much,
Good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Now, the thing is, too, as well, we know that, maybe Oran Park might not suit the 2 or 3 guys that were just missing the cutoff in gold. So for the first 1 or 2 rounds, admin will
Oh,
have
you
to
might
write-
flip somebody up.
Yes, absolutely. So admin will have the right to promote maybe a few people from Silver. There will be no demotions.
What if the Silver guys decide to go, you know what, I'm going to perform badly?
Well, if you can do 6 laps in a row perfectly within half a second of each other and perform badly, well, good luck to you, because we'll find you out
But you're going to have a long shot
quickly.
of a lot of the drivers, right? So you're going to have like a 6 at least, a gold, 6 and silver. And then, gold and silver could be separated by like 1/10 even, as you mentioned.
Oh, it can literally be separated by thousandths of a second. Simple as that. I mean, if it comes down to that.
It'll be a lot of money. It'll be a lot of prize pool. It'll be a lot of bragging rights.
Absolutely,
as well.
yep.
And once what is the cutoff to be locked into the gold or silver when the season starts?
Well, generally what we do is we will stop entries before, say, like round 4 of a series. But with this Gen 3 V8 Supercar series, because we're having pre-quali. There's so much interest in it, so on and so forth. We can't accept any more entries after pre-quali.
Pre-quali.
So,
you hear that, gentlemen?
Got to get into it, everybody. Got to get into it now.
The final pre-qualifying session will be held on Sunday, the 30th of this month, I do believe.
30th.
I'll just confirm that.
So
29th. I do
29th or 30th. I'll be
weeks.
tuning in right now and get your butts in there, because you just said, what is set in stone? Set in stone for the season.
Yep, I will just confirm that, gentlemen. Give me 2 seconds here.
That's fine. 29th, 30th. Give or take. Let's pen on that.
The short answer is
for now.
Get on in there, get your entries in, and make sure you show up to pre-qualifying, where you will not be racing the MCV8 series.
Absolutely.
As simple as that.
They're going to hold us back to this, by the way, if they are tuning in late on this broadcast. That's 2 hours and change. You know, going to happen to you, Mitch. They're going to go back and go, I listened to the broadcast all the way through on the Simple Racing broadcast, and they said, you said yourself, sir, that this is going to happen. So remember,
Mitch
mate,
steered me wrong.
you're recorded. It's live. It's live.
It's a lot coming down the line, and
down.
so we've got to make sure that we do get all those entries in. So if you're out there watching and you're interested in getting involved and you're not already, you need to make your way over to the Discord, get yourself signed up, and make sure you're in the league ready to take on pre-qualifying. Mitch Curry, it's been an absolute pleasure watching this GT3 Championship take place to finish out 2024. Just a massive thank you from everyone here at Simple Racing Broadcasts for allowing us the privilege and the pleasure of bringing this vision to everyone, because it has been an absolute cracker of a season, mate. Well done.
No, boys, honestly, thank you very, very much for the service that you guys provide. Like, especially you, Jared, as well, mate. You have smashed it with, the overlays, the amount of work you do in the background that not a lot of people are aware of, that you let me, you give me that little inside information on what you've got prepared and stuff. It's, mate, it's incredible. I'll be very honest with you. But Biggles as well, thank you very, very much for jumping in the com box with Jared there, mate. You blokes do a massively good job.
He's been waiting all night for that. All
I
night.
don't know what you're talking about. Continue, please, sir. I don't know what you're talking about. That's Toto. Don't play me, sir.
Honestly, it's a thank you very much for jumping in with us and that. And look, obviously, I've got to thank a few people. So, obviously, all the drivers that have jumped in, hooked in, and trusted us to try to provide them with a good spot to race. Hopefully, it's been pretty seamless and stuff. We'll make mistakes. We're fully aware of that, but we are 1,000,000% committed to fixing them and trying to provide the best and most stable sort of.
All right, Mitch, platform. Come on, mate. Mitch, you're a legend, mate. You're a champion. You finished yourself a little bit further down the championship, but I'll tell you what. I don't know how many times I've seen the admins and league runners. They can't win championships because you know what? If you win championships, it means you're spending too much time driving and not running a league.
I'm too busy for that, mate. I'm way too busy.
That's what happens. That's what happens. You know that, Jared. Everybody else that's tuning in at the moment. But mate, what is a couple of quick recaps? What is the biggest thing that you've been so impressed so far with this season with your league? Like one thing like that, just like whisper it to us. What is the biggest? What's the number one thing that's making you so proud running this league this season? You've done a fantastic job. Come on. what is the biggest thing you've? It could be anything, like I don't know. I'm not going to give you any answer. But...
I got a bit sidetracked by myself hitting the wall there. It's killing me. No,
don't look at the replay. But mate, what is your biggest achievement so far of this fantastic season you've done here?
Biggest achievement I'm going to say the league altogether is just having a place for these drivers.
Come on, it's cheap, mate. Give me a little bit more. Come on, a little bit more, mate. I know it's good. You've done it. You've got that, but.
Yeah, but sustaining that is a different story.
Sustaining, I like that. I like that, mate. You want to build on this next year.
Absolutely. It's all good to have somewhere to go, but if that place doesn't evolve with the times, doesn't try to get better, doesn't accept feedback from drivers, especially we have a driver feedback channel in the Discord. Anyone's welcome to jump in there and say, hey, this is what I reckon. We'll never say you're wrong. We'll always take everything on board.
I will, but yeah.
But mate, you're more than welcome to. I'll just delete the comment. It's easy. No. But
yeah, you guys do great.
The biggest thing I think out of the league is this really it's just a place for drivers like us to come, jump in the Discord, have a good conversation. Like I know myself, I know all the admin are just happy-go-lucky people that we love our sim racing. We want to provide like the best service that we can here. It's all free. We don't charge money for it. We don't.
What if I get FCBG? What if I get like esports Coca-Cola champions and stuff coming around the league? Will they do it? Will you allow them to come in here? Like, I mean, it's a fun league, right? But
it is. And look,
the league. Everybody know in the world. Like, what if somebody's just joined iRacing for the first time and they want to join the league and they're just horrible and they probably crash out and they wreck?
Mate, we have so many people. We have so many drivers in the Discord that will offer people help. Not even if they don't even ask for it, the guys will post and say, "Hey guys, I've got experience in say like the Super Formula Lights, sorry. Scott Bartine there, he's helped a few people out. Some guys jumped into that when we had our first series and had no idea how to drive it. They've come from a tin top, so a GT3 or something like that. And Scott's gone, hey guys, if you need a hand for an hour or so, I've got a lobby up, jump in, I can walk you through a few things. Scott can drive that thing like it's the back of his hand, he can drive it blindfolded. And he honestly improved every driver that he's spoken to. So it's not just Scott, there's multiple drivers more than happy to help people. So if you're very new to sim racing itself, let alone iRacing, jump in. There's plenty of guys, including myself, that I've got time to jump in. I'm not the greatest in the world, but I've got a bit of experience here at the moment. So if I'm not good enough for you, that's when you move on to Scott. Simple as that, boys. So no, I personally think the MC Motorsport Discord is it's a good spot to be. There's a lot of banter, it's a lot of fun. We don't take things too seriously, but when we need to, we do. We don't. There's no what's the word for it? There's no like politically
beef.
There's nothing like that. It's just basically jump in, have a bit of fun, jump on the racetrack. Let's go.
Thank you very much. You're the legend, my friend, and you are the legend of this. That's Mr. Carey himself, and another legend putting all the action behind the cameras there, Jared. Well, we haven't had beef, my friend. We had championship. Over to you, my friend. Let's wrap it up, my friend.
We absolutely did. And before we let you go, Mitch, I know you started earlier just saying you had to thank a few people, so I want to let you finish that off before we do wrap it up for the night. I think it's just started with the drivers, mate, and they certainly deserve the thanks.
No, thanks, mate. I will actually. Obviously, I want to thank all the drivers. All these guys that jump in and put their trust in us to sort of provide them with, a decent racing service. I really want to push that and excel that to make it a high profile sort of like league racing. So, they know that when they jump in, they know that everything's going to be right, so on and so forth. So it's a big thank you to all the drivers. Obviously the admin guys as well, Brian, DJ, which is Ryan. We've got Nathan, we've got Josh as well. Those guys do so much work in the background. I couldn't do this without them as well. Obviously there's you guys as well. Without you guys jumping in, doing the broadcast for us, we wouldn't be here right now talking. It's simply that. But there's one person that I really, really, really have to thank, and is the most patient person in the world, and that is my wonderful, wonderful partner, Meg.
Oh!
Deals with me. She
It took
deals
you that
with
long?
me hours and hours most days.
You're in trouble, mate. You're the last. She's
Oh,
the last
mate,
on the list.
I'll be honest, I forgot about it last time, and
Hey, just quietly, it's okay. It's okay. We were distracting him deliberately. May you are the champion.
we
Hey,
no, she honestly does an amazing job dealing with me.
Meg,
and
sorry.
all I do is talk sim racing, so on and so forth, and here's A, B, and C about the league and so on. So no, she does an amazing job of dealing with me.
When we get Meg in there to say, I had to put up this guy all this time, I don't know when that's gonna happen.
we've seen Megan
does,
Jared. Mate.
She does well enough to
Over
deal
to
with me
you.
full stop, let alone the Discord stuff. So no, worth a weight in gold, mate.
Absolutely, we've seen Meg show up a few times in chat to support you as well, mate. So yeah, you've got
I love
to
the
keep
fact
it
that
there.
her name's Meg Curry as well. That makes me happy. I like that.
That's a bit cute, isn't it? A bit cute. No, absolutely. I think that's a well-deserved final thank you, Mr. Curry. We're going to let you go and get some rest between seasons now, mate. But looking forward to a whole range of fun surprises for the next season, starting in early 2025. A Merry Christmas to you and your family, mate. A Happy New Year, and I'm sure we'll be chatting to you in no time at all.
Nope, you just cut out for me, Joe. Sorry.
Oh,
mate.
Cut out too for me too, Jared.
Oh,
mate.
you
You
know,
have to
I didn't hear what you
repeat
said,
that.
mate. Oh, that was Merry Christmas.
Jared, you'll have to go back
you know-
again and do it.
You
know what?
If you're going to be Santa, my friend, you have to deliver the presents.
I'm going to leave it at that anyhow, and make sure you do get some rest in, Mitch, because you've got a big first quarter ahead with MC Motorsport, of course. So get some time off, and we will be speaking to you, I'm sure, again early in the new year. Hey,
Cut out again.
Yeah, he did.
I
Anyway,
do
cut
hope
out again,
it's-
Jared.
absolutely. No, honestly, boys, no, we'll, it's a big 2025 coming up too. So no, thanks, boys, and we'll talk to you next time.
There
Absolutely.
you go, Jared.
Well,
Let's wrap
Biggles,
it, man.
that's it. Let's wrap it up. It's been a huge season here with MC Motorsport. Oh, the big fella himself is about to visit. Absolutely.
Oh, it's Jolly outside tonight.
Oh,
And we've got
God.
a championship fight in sight. The man
He's-
that's done it all tonight is the man in the 500. It's the Jeremy Washington.
You were doing so well. You were doing so well,
I know.
Biggles.
I
And you lost
it
your
right
rhymes.
there, my friend.
Oh well,
It's okay.
mate. It's better than I had up my sleeve. And
There you
look, it's been a cracker of a season. We're looking forward to the next one. If you are still hanging around, thanks again, of course, for your support of all the broadcasts here with Simple Racing Broadcast. It's been a pleasure bringing you the MC Motorsport GT3 Championship for Season 2 of 2024. And we will be back in the not-too-distant future to bring you a little bit more of this MC Motorsport madness. Until then, though, do make sure that you have subscribed to the channel so you don't miss a single second of the action. We, of course, make sure that we've got our stream times all up and running so you can set your notifications and don't miss the start of each of them. But until then, Biggles, you look after yourself too, mate. He's hanging in there. Ladies and gentlemen at home, thank you again so much for your support. Until next time, drive safe, look after each other, and we will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye for now.